There's too much Ozempic in LA for any fat lady to be singing. Unfortunately, we are playing Oklahoma, and brother, I just feel like GLP-1s have not made their way over to that side of the country. How much are they? Does anybody know? That's okay. So first of all, listeners of the show, all the homies jumping in to get started with us. I know C4 is in here, or the cat is in here, Sugo is in here, hanging out, having a good time with Vini. I'm obviously going to gift you guys all a bed jet. Everyone's getting a bed jet. Okay, we're getting that, number one. A lot of you are going to be getting a Louis bag with a rack in it. Third thing everyone here is getting, Ozempic. If you need it, you got it. I got it for you, because that's the kind of energy I bring for my squad. Thank you guys for showing up. I got a Zonologue right here ready to rock and roll with you guys. So let's get today started. You are listening to Take Back with Zach, where we cover the hottest topics in the sporting world, including deep dives into the best teams to ever exist. I'm already messed up. I'm 2 seconds in. I'm already making mistakes. The Lakers, the Chargers, and the Anaheim Angels, as well as all of the news from around the world of sports. We're also doing a live watch along right now to San Francisco and San Diego. We got some day baseball up in the Bay. Day baseball in the Bay. This show is available everywhere you get your podcasts, and the video is available on YouTube. This is the first hour of a 4-hour live show on Twitch and YouTube, so if you like this, you're going to love the full show, brother. Tune in Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific time, and we're also live every single night following the NBA playoff games. I know a lot of you have come over from the NBA playoff game, post-game TBWZ widescreen radio show brought to you by Starbucks Nitro Cold Brew. When you're in need of a cold brew, hop on with Starbucks. That's their slogan. I didn't make it up. I didn't write it. On today's show, we're going to be covering the NBA playoffs, ethical hoops, Luka Doncic, the college football playoff schedule, and much, much more. But today, we begin the show the same way we begin every single show with today's verse of the day. It's a very, very short one, but it's an important one. This comes to you from Galatians 1, a letter from Paul. This is his greeting to the church and in Galatia, I believe. I mean, I should know that. Verse 10, obviously I'm not trying to win the approval of people, but of God. If pleasing people were my goal, I would not be Christ's servant. Man will not be pleased by man, brother. There's not much you could do in life if you're just trying to please other people and make other people around you happy. You're just not going to get far, dude. A true servant of Christ does not worry about serving or making other people around them or success in the eyes of the people around them, but only success in what God has in store for them. Can I get an amen in the chat? We also do the movie of the day. Today's movie of the day is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. A classic like none other. Bueller, sorry, not here. Instead, high schooler Ferris Bueller, his girlfriend Sloane, and his best bud Cameron are off on the spontaneous romp through Chicago, known as Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You'll also enjoy righteous bonus material that give you an insider's peek at the hilarious comedy hit from John Hughes. So barf up along, forge a sick note from the parents, and tag along to the funniest adventure to ever sweep through the Windy City. What are you still doing here? Save Ferris. All right, here we go. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, classic film from a classic time in America. Amen, brother. First time watching this part of the show, it's fire. Wait till we eat. We haven't even started yet, brother. Let's get into it. It is now time for the Power Hour. Listen, guys, I'm going to start today with a little bit of an essay, something I don't usually do. But with the state of the world as it is right now, politics being the way that they are, freedoms are under attack in America. I thought it'd be prevalent if we start today with a small essay from Vini. The collective of brothers and sisters that assume the role of fan in this at times great country of ours have a massive shortcoming that needs to be addressed immediately. There has always been a shockingly close resemblance to the inner workings of a toddler's brain and one of a fully functioning adult sports fan. There's a childlike whimsy that every backwards hat wearing bro possesses deep within their sports loving soul. The backwards hat guys need to chill out. It's immature. I'll give you an example. I literally I'm a prof comic. I brought a hat with me to show you guys what I'm talking about, okay? Listen. Look at this. Normal guy, repping his team, hanging out, hat forward. You know, the hat was originally invented as a function, right? To block the sun. The sun is bright. You didn't turn into TBWZ for science, but what this is a formula. Right now, I'm a normal guy. I'm presentable. Maybe I'm running some groceries. Could be at a brewery. Either way, I'm just hanging out, having a normal time with my hat forward, okay? I look presentable. If I shake your hand and tell you my first and last name, you're going to say that man has credibility. Now watch this, okay? What up, dude? Do you see it? Complete loser. This guy is immature. This guy does not know how to balance a checkbook. This guy doesn't pay his taxes on time. I think I left a window open. Do you see the immaturity that a backwards hat can bring? This guy has no credibility. This guy tells me about his 5-leg parlay, and I just like one ear out the other, brother. Let's start collectively as a group. Can we just, as men, start wearing our hats forwards? I'm not doing this thing of like, hey, you know, it's like it's better if no. There's no function to this hat. Remember, rule 1 of hats: function. Sun is bright. This does nothing. Bro, what am I doing? Protecting the back of my neck? I got sunblock for a reason. The backwards hat guys in this country are just becoming an epidemic. Even worse, bro. This guy, tall hat head guy, brother's trying so hard to look like Chet Holmgren with an elongated face. My friend Cole has a great bit. Like the hat is like a dial of mental health awareness. This guy, very normal. This guy, certifiably insane. I saw a bunch of dudes wearing backwards hats online all the time. I absolutely hate it. If you are a backwards hat guy, my hair looks horrible. I appreciate you on a deep personal level, but can we start just wearing the hats forward? Thank you, Sugo. Chargers hat, though, maybe a little bit less credibility now. Said C4. Sugo said best take I've had all year. POV that fake Chet Holmgren. His face is so long. The fan and the child share the same combination of fear, anxiety, and panic. But no, that is not what makes a fan sing songs like sparrows dancing along the morning dew. It is once you add the secret ingredient of passion that leads the tax-paying member of society to paint their entire body orange and shout, "Incomplete!" every time Gardner Minshew misses a wide-open Christian Kirk. Yes, passion, the secret ingredient of all insanity. In my time here as your captain of the sports seas, your pilot of the patriarch, gliding us safely to the silly, I've come across many sports fans. We come in different shapes, sizes, colors, and genders. We come from diverse backgrounds and increasingly polarizing dynamics with our own socioeconomic status. Some of us excel in scholastics and carry the burden of intelligence with us as a daily struggle. Others think that Jews control the weather. No matter who you root for, who you cheer for, where you were born, or what makes you dance, every sports fan suffers from the same thing: overreaction. There is an epidemic in this country right now, and it is overreaction. When we come to the playoffs, we come with such a love and a gusto for our fans and for our teams. As Slade, it's a 20-stream streak. Wow, Slade, welcome to the TBWZ universe, brother. The playoffs are a time of celebration. You've spent an entire season achieving a ticket to the dance. Now that you're here, all of the anxiety, all of that fear, all of those emotions that we share with toddlers bubble up to the surface. When you sprinkle in that magic dust of passion, that's how we become insane. Now, I'm not saying insanity is bad for a sports fan. If you're not insane about your team or incredibly delusional, I don't know if you're truly a fan. The worst guy in the world is the guy who's like a fan of it. Is like, oh, I'm a Saints fan, but like we're not very good. A true fan believes in your team no matter what. Last year, Jets fans at the beginning of the year were telling us how Justin Fields was going to be an amazing quarterback and they were going to win a lot more games than people thought. They were completely wrong. They were delusional the entire time. But gosh darn it, they stood on business. Overreaction to one game in an NBA playoff series is the most detrimental thing that you could do to your mental health. Last series against the Boston Celtics, the 76ers lost by 100 points in game 1. They went on to win the whole thing by 7. In 7. The Los Angeles Lakers took a 3-0 lead over the Houston Rockets. Everybody crowned LeBron James the best to ever do it. Then, the Rockets won 2 straight, and we were on the verge of losing a 3-0 series lead, and everyone said LeBron is a fraud and he stinks. Then we win in Game 7. Well, then the Lakers win Game 6, and everyone say the Rockets stink. That's why they won. It's overreaction every single step of the way. I need everyone just to pump the brakes. To all the Spurs fans, okay? To all the Sixers fans, to the Cavs fans, and even the Lakers fans. Your team lost the first game of your playoff series. Hold tight, brother. Home games are on the horizon. You can lose the first 2 on the road, win the next 2 at home. Bada bing, bada boom, this thing is darn even. Let's not jump to conclusions and overreact over one loss. Let's not overreact to one win. Can we just band together and join Vini in being chill? Be delusional, but be chill about it. Chill delusion. That's what we're getting for. Is the line going to be open anytime soon? Usually at the end of the power hour once I finish all my notes, C4. Oreo's cool. Oreo's a Spurs fan. He's cool. Slade, we are going to get to that in just a second. Yes, Joel Embiid has officially been ruled out of tonight's game against the Knicks. It's going to be very, very tough for the Sixers. Also, Jared Vanderbilt dislocated his pinky so bad that the bone broke skin. So it looks like he's going to be missing some games for the Lakers. The tough part is, Oreo, yes, the Spurs did lose at home. That is cause for a bit of overreaction, or a slight bit of panic, but we're not going to overreact. I have so many notes on the NBA playoffs, and we're going to get to those in just a moment. But before, there is a story happening right now in college football that I would be remiss not to bring up with the boys on the show. The AFCA, which is the American Football Coaches of America, I didn't even know that was a thing. The AFC, had anybody heard of the AFCA? Do you think they have a website? Let's check this out. AFCA. Oh, come on now. Oh, they have a convention in Indianapolis? Bro, all right, 2027, mark your calendars. February. Oh, dude, Valentine's Day too? That's so sick. Of course the AFCA hosts a convention on Valentine's Day. You know they plotted this all around that day. Because I'm going to go out on a limb and say most of the members of the AFCA are American men. It'd be sick if there was just like a Chinese woman in here. And she's like, yo, what up? I don't know. I made her black. Dude, a convention starting on Valentine's Day is so awesome. And of course, it's in Indianapolis, so you got to throw in some of the checkered flag because we couldn't be talking about Indy without talking racing. Indianapolis is a bad town, by the way. The American Football Coaches Association was founded to ensure that every football coach receives the finest professional development, support, and resources available. The spacing is so insane. Look how big this gap is between available and we. I mean, the kerning is way off on this website. Bro, the website designer stretched this thing out so bad. We bring relevant topics and current advancements directly to your desktop. Okay, I want this. We are committed to football coaching education and helping you reach and exceed your goals for success with our professional development series. All right, look it. Okay, so there's no double gap between a long and the end of series right here. Very normal spacing here. Whatever happened here? Someone needs to let them know that they have a spacing issue on their website. Attention to detail, brother. That's what Vini brings to the game. What do you bring? Along with industry networking, membership provides a forum for you to find professional football coaching jobs nationwide. I need this. By joining the AFCA, you have full access to a group of like-minded, well-respected individuals in the coaching profession. Like-minded. Dude, this is the best part. By joining the AFCA, you have full access to a group of like-minded. Okay, what does that mean? Skip all these other words. By joining the AFCA, you are like-minded to all of the professional coaches in America. You are now Mike Vrabel. Don't cheat on your wife, though. This logo absolutely cooks, too. Let's get AFCA merch. Founded in 1922. How am I just hearing about this? Bro, the uniform is so old. Update this, brother. Make him black. I saw a Grasshoppers game today. Let's go. Bro, can we apply for the AFCA? First of all, we're all going to the convention. Or you're the cat. We're sending you to Indianapolis to cover the AFCA for us. I think Sugo needs to sign up for this. I think we're going to sign Sugo up for the AFCA. Are you currently an active football coach? No. Oh, should we watch this highlight video? Wait, how much does it cost? Allied 2 membership for individuals not currently coaching. This price is subject to review and will be reduced based on application responses. $300 a year to join the AFCA? Fellas, who are we going to sign up for this? I vote Sugo. Sugo, I think we're going to sign you up for the AFCA, bro. We need a TBWZ CA. A Take Back with Zach association. A TBWZA. A TBWZ. The AFC basically announced that they have, how do I put this? They have endorsed the idea of a 24-team playoff in college football. But along with that, a couple of scheduling changes to the great game of college football that you and I love so much. The AFC board announced Tuesday, this is a direct quote from ESPN's article, 4 proposed calendar changes. These changes are ending conference championship games. That's change number 1. Reducing open weeks in seasons from 2 to 1. That's basically bye weeks. Instead of 2, they get 1 now. Which you're like, they don't get 2 byes. The week 0 in the schedule is like, most teams use that as a bye, then they get another one late in the season. And if you play week 0, you get kind of 2 byes throughout. USC last year played week 0, got 2 byes throughout the season. They want to preserve an exclusive window for the Army-Navy game, shout out the troops, in December, but allowing postseason games to be played on the same day. That's basically, remember that week before the playoffs start, or before any of the bowl games start, after conference championships, it's just Army-Navy week? Yeah, sorry to the troops. We want to like reserve that window so you guys have your standalone slot on NBC or wherever you play it every year. But we also want to play games that day. The last one is reducing the minimum number of days between games to no fewer than 6. Right now, the minimum number of days between games is 7, meaning they like need a full week off in between games. They're trying to reduce that down to 6. I think that one's fine. My aunt is a streamer. Are you serious, Candy? C4's aunt is a streamer? Bro, what's Unc doing? This is essentially a proposal to combat the current issues with the scheduling nightmare that is the college football playoff and the transfer portal window. Side note on the transfer portal window. It's the best name in sports for a thing, right? For an entity, for an event, right? Draft day is like a cool like event. That's a good name. Obviously, bullpen is one of the greatest sports terms that we have. Baseball has a lot of them, okay? Just strike 3 in general. Hi-ya! I think we could add that into the lexicon of sports terms. Unabated to the quarterback. They've kind of gotten that out of the lexicon, but that is a great sports term. All right, let's do this show. Just drop your favorite sports terms in the chat or in the comments below. Just drop your favorite sports terms while we get after it. Do we have 2 people named C4? No, it's just C4, but I realize it's Candy. I realize it's Candy, so I think I'm going to call him Candy. Her name is Ravishing Ray? Okay. All right. Not saying anything. Well, you said she's your aunt. Is this one of those situations where it's like, how do I put this? You have an older sibling, maybe, that, you know how when like there's a kid that has an older sibling that's like 10 years older than them and they have a kid and that kid's like 7 years old and becomes an uncle? Is that the situation, Candy? Or is she like auntie? Is she like 40? I don't know why it matters. Age doesn't matter. But transfer portal is such an amazing name. Free agency is so bland, dude. Transfer portal adds a layer of sci-fi and excitement that sports are always missing out on. We need more science fiction in sports. More lasers. Can we get a little more futuristic? When I think of like the future of sports, I always think of football uniforms, right? And not the uniforms itself, but like the actual padding, the equipment that they use. Dude, one day helmets are going to be so sick. Helmets are just going to be force fields. One of the big issues with NFL players and like name, image, and likeness is the fact that their face is covered by a mask the entire game, and it's hard to see them. Right now, when I say Isaiah Stewart, Beef Stew, Detroit Pistons, you guys know what he looks like. You know his dreads, you know his big fat headband, you know his square face. And Isaiah Stewart is not a very like relevant person in the NBA. He's obviously really good. He's on a good team, but we know his face way more than we know the face of Brian Thomas Jr. Could anybody draw Maserati Marv from memory? There's an issue with professional athletes in college, in football, not having their faces viewable. I think one day the helmets in the NFL are just going to be force fields around them. Like they're going to have just like this glowing blue force field around them that just that prevents them from experiencing pain. The hits are going to get way, way gnarlier when that happens. One of the reasons in football that the hits got bigger and bigger and bigger is the equipment improved. So when they were just wearing leather, right? Oh, actually, dude, think of it. Football derives from rugby, and they don't wear pads in rugby. That's why the tackles are like grab and pulls rather than like hit you and try to absolutely murder you and bury you 6 feet under. The difference is they started developing equipment. So they started wearing pads. When they started doing that, they started hitting harder. When they put helmets on, they started hitting harder because they felt more protective. As the days went on, the pads got bigger and bigger and bigger until we had Boz in the 80s with a neck roll and a septum piercing, absolutely demoralizing people. Shout out to Boomer Sooner. I think one day the pads in football are going to get so technologically advanced that we're actually going to see death on the field. And I'm not talking no like DeMar Hamlin death. I'm talking like real, actual, he's deceased, goodbye forever type death. That's going to be bad, dude. Oh, man, it's going to be really bad. Dude, a lot of people's favorite player died when Kobe died in the car, in the helicopter crash, obviously. But dude, like right now, imagine being like 8 years old and like your favorite, like Ashton Genty dies on the field. This is a horrible topic of conversation. Who brought this up? See, when I go off script, this is the kind of thing that happens. Like, you know what Jonathan Isaac looks like, but not Travis Etienne. Or the cat, I think that's the point, man. I think you got it. She's 30-something. Let's go. Basically, what happens in college football is this transfer portal opens up on January 2nd and it closes on the 16th, meaning players have a 2-week window to speed date 50-year-old men and see how much money they can swindle out of the hands of the Nepo baby car dealership guru in Birmingham, Alabama. For context, the semifinals this year were played on the 8th of January and the Natty on the 19th. If you guys know anything about context, those 2 dates are in the middle of the transfer portal window opening up. This is the reason Lane Kiffin left Ole Miss when he did, before the playoffs even started. There would be a competitive disadvantage for him to miss out on the early opening of the transfer portal window in order to coach a team to the national championship. It's almost like a disadvantage for next year if you make a long run in the college football playoff. Look what happened to Ohio State. They were dominant. They were so insane. Everyone's like, this is the best team ever. They lost in round 1 of the playoff. Round 2, they didn't have enough. Yeah, they had a bye in the first round. Not having the time to properly scout and properly go into the transfer portal and pick guys is a huge detriment to teams. Bro, in the middle of preparing for the national championship, Kurt Cignetti was having guys visiting Indiana. They signed Josh Hoover, their quarterback, for next year during their practice time for the Natty. It just doesn't work, bro. That's the reason Lane left, is to start recruiting. He also wanted to start sniffing around the LSU sororities, but, you know, football first, coach. Now, listen, I think all of us can get behind the proposal to move the playoff games up and start playing games on that Army-Navy week. Listen, shout out to the troops through and through. Thank you for your service. Absolutely love you, but, dog, that game sucks. That game is stinky doo-doo crap. If it wasn't steeped in patriotism, no one would give a crap about that game. I'm all for moving playoff games up and starting to play on that week. So that moves us 1 week further, right? Indiana had a 27-day break between the Big Ten title game and their first playoff game. That's just too much time. By moving all that up, we get rid of that terrible, terrible gap in gameplay. Reducing bye weeks from 2 to 1, we're good on that, right? We're all good in the chat. Reducing bye weeks from 2 to 1. They don't need 2. The NFL doesn't get 2. College football doesn't get 2. We're good there. But what about getting rid of conference championship games? Wow. That's rust, not rest. I cannot wait for a rust-rest conversation coming up here soon after the Thunder sweep the Lakers. Getting rid of conference championship games? The AFCA is proposing that we get rid of conference championship games for the schedule. Listen, man, The entire goal of this proposal is to end the college football season before the transfer portal window opens up, giving all teams and players the same opportunity to enter the portal and start dating guys. Without starting the season in June, the only real way to make this happen is to get rid of the conference championship games. Why not just start it in June? Can you imagine? Can you imagine football next month? Football in July sounds awesome. Why don't we push the transfer portal back? Or the cat, incredible question. I'm going to tell you right now why. College football is played by universities. Universities revolve around a semester schedule. There's a spring semester, there's a fall semester, and a spring semester, okay? And in between is winter break. The transfer portal lines up with winter break in between semesters because you cannot enroll a student once the semester has begun. And at the end of the day, these kids are still playing for schools. They are still students. The reason you can't just push the portal back, because if you push it back, the semester would have already began. So guys cannot be switching schools in the middle of a semester, so they have to switch schools in between semesters. The problem is right now, that's when we do the playoff, in between semesters. So, since you cannot move the window to transfer, you have to move the whole season up. My EOGs are in 17 days. Wish me, Candy, I don't even know what those are. What are yogs? This is and part of the reasoning behind the AFCA wanting to move this whole thing is to make room for the 2014 playoff. We'll get to that in a little bit, okay? But a big proposal of this is a big way to make this happen and get the season done before the transfer portal opens up. That's a long foul ball into the water. Gavin Sheets. Bottom of the fourth, 0-0 game, San Diego, San Francisco. The way to move it up and end the season before the transfer portal opens up, part of that is getting rid of conference championship games. This is a sport entrenched in nostalgia and history. How can you possibly even propose such an idea? How can you possibly even propose such an idea that completely obliterates the great history of our game? Dude, they've been playing the SEC championship game since 1992. Oh, wait a second. What? 92. I thought it was going to be like 1920. They've been playing the Big 12 one since 1996. The ACC has been playing a conference championship game since 2005. And the Big 10 since 2011. Gavin Sheets has hit a home run. Huh. It looks like these conference championship games are not steeped in history and tradition like many people think. These games are a relatively new invention. And one that I think most people would be okay with getting rid of if it means moving the playoff up and fixing the schedule. Realistically, though, this is as much about expanding to 24 teams as it is finishing the season before the portal opens. They need to prepare the calendar for a 24-team playoff because right now, it doesn't even fit a 12-team playoff. The issue here is I don't think anybody who watches college football asked for a 24-team playoff. Like, really? No, nobody I know asked for that. The amount of bum teams that would be in the playoff in a 24-team format is absolutely hysterical. It's also like, I don't think it helps you whittle down to the best team. Because any given Sunday, someone can go out and lay an egg. I know Indiana was so dominant last year. They almost lost at home to Penn State. Sorry, I was on the road. They almost lost to Penn State last year. It took a game-winning drive for Fernando Mendoza with like a minute 30 left on the clock to march all the way down and score a touchdown with no time remaining for them to complete their perfect season. Every single team is susceptible to this. So you want to add more games to a schedule and have 24 more teams double the playoff field and double the amount of opportunity for the best of the best to lose? That's not what we want. Last year, what we had at the end of it was the two best teams remaining. I even think we had the four best teams remaining in Ole Miss, Georgia, Miami, and Indiana. You give more opportunity. What's that word called? Deviation? I don't know. It just gives more opportunity for a funkiness to happen that we don't want. We want the best four teams left. We want the champion to be the champion. We don't want to say like, man, if Texas didn't lose that game to Baylor, they should have been the natty. No, dude. Don't let Baylor in it in the first place. What up, Parker? What up, JD? End of grade tests. Nice, Candy. Finals. There we go. It also eliminates bad teams from making playoffs if there are no conference champions. The other thing is like, yeah, I mean, conference championships game, I don't think most teams want to play in it. I think it's a disadvantage to play in the conference championship game right now. I know they're doing like the whole, we're not going to punish you for like playing or losing a conference championship game. But Georgia and Bama played an SEC game in the SEC title game, and then Bama had to turn right around and play Oklahoma the next week in the playoff. They won the game, which is cool, but that's a whole week of rest that teams like Ole Miss got just for not even playing in the game. Or just like Oklahoma got for not even playing in the game. See, Oreo? It's good to talk about football, man. Football is so refreshing, bro. I've been going to war every single day of the NBA playoffs, fighting for the right just to love ball. And every step of the way, someone tries to pull me down. But not with football. Nah, everyone loves it. Everyone just bands together and celebrates the game on the gridiron because it's what we love more than anything. There are men that love football more than their family. In Texas, they have a saying. It says God, family, football, in that order. The dude who says that is also the one that skips church on Sunday when his favorite team is playing in the early slot and spends his family vacation money on a 5-leg parlay that includes CJ Stroud over 15.5 rushing yards. God, family, football? Brother, it's football, football, football! Didn't mean to press that one. I cannot wait for football. But right now, it's NBA playoff time! Let's get polarizing. Wemby's a total scumbag cheater. He's breaking. Dude, one time my Korean friends, Sam and JD, shout out to them. They dressed up as Walter White and Jesse Pinkman for Halloween. And I commented on their Instagram, Blaking Blad. And I got a lot of hate for that one. But it was a funny one. Two Asian guys dressed up as Walter White and Jesse Pinkman instead of Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? I have a basketball game tomorrow. Let's go, Candy. Can't wait. When are you going to open up the phone lines? In a little bit, Parker, once I finish the power hour. Spurs and Wolves series. Game 1 goes to Minnesota. It's a 2-point game. It was an unbelievable one. We get another one tonight. I'm excited for it. Rudy Gobert went full proletariat on Wemby, sending his bourgeoisie ass to the stocks to be publicly shamed and ridiculed. The man spent an entire fortnight wrestling a Serbian bear at 5,000 plus feet altitude, only to be rewarded with the task of destroying his young Padawan and feared French counterpart. Gobert and Julius Randle both took turns making Wemby a non-factor offensively, which, brother, the Spurs were clearly not ready to overcome. The only team that truly ever got robbed in the CFP is TCU in 2014. All right. I don't remember that. Do you remember when TCU played in the national championship game and lost by 100 to Georgia? Because the Big 12 didn't have a conference champion at the time, they didn't put them. Huh, interesting. Was that the TCU team that had Andy Dalton? Or was that, yeah, that had to have been Andy Dalton, right? Was Andy Dalton at TCU? Wait. Do I have this completely wrong? Who was the guy that was like 28? Josh something. Josh McCown? He went to the Browns? Where did Carson Wentz play? I'm completely forgetting. Did he play at North Dakota State? I'm mixing up Andy Dalton, Carson Wentz, and then that guy from the Browns that I can't remember. No, it's the TCU team with Trayvon Boykin. There we go. Classic. Blast from the past. I think both of these teams playing in this series are not going to be able to score very well in the paint. I think it's going to be difficult with the dueling Eiffel Towers in there, swatting every attempt into the pink, orange, and blue Fiesta pack in the stands. Hey, San Antonio, your shirts are gay. Three-point shooting is going to be the most important statistic in this series, as I will assume whoever shoots better from behind the arc is going to win every single game in this series. The makes were even, but efficiency-wise, Minnesota did outshoot from 3. I think that's going to be the stat to watch out for in this series. Anthony Edwards only played 25 minutes of the game. He would usually play 40, and he still had 18, 3, and 3. The man is built to kill and destroy opposing teams and players, and that is exactly what he is doing to San Antonio. The matchup down low is obviously the most fun thing I've seen 2 French 7-footers do in my entire life. But I think this series is going to be won or lost on the perimeter. I know the Spurs have great guards. I know they have De'Aaron Fox. I know they've got talent out there. I know they have Vassell and Castle and Champagny and a bunch of dudes who can play scrappy good basketball. But you got to think there's an edge on the perimeter, given the fact that Minnesota has Anthony Edwards being freaky and Jaden McDaniels like a foot taller than any guard San Antonio has. Game 1 was a blast, and I expect the rest of this series to be a true celebration en France and hoops. Bien joué! Help, I like girls and I didn't know how to tell my parents. Wow, that's a tough one. I told my parents I like girls by, how did I do it? Just having a girlfriend. Just talking. Preach, brother. Those Fiesta back shirts are awful. Andy Dalton went to TCU. Carson Wentz did go to North Dakota State. Hey, Vini's 2 for 2 on today. The guy I'm thinking of, Brandon Wheaton. Brandon Wheaton. I think he went to Oklahoma State. Didn't he play with who's the wide receiver who smoked a bunch of weed, got in trouble? Josh something? He was so good at football. I don't think you guys understand how good he was at football. And now players are allowed to blaze. That's the hard part. They need to retroactively give him stats. Just whatever his average is over the time that he did play, just give him that over the time he was suspended too, and just reward him 150 catches. Hey, here you go. Why can't they do that? I don't know. They should do more fun things like that in the NFL. I told mine when Transformers came out. Let's go, dude. I saw Megan Fox and I was like, boing. That was quite a moment for a lot of men my age. That was a moment, and then the next moment, guys, I was a sophomore in high school when The Wolf of Wall Street came out. None of us were 17, so we couldn't buy tickets. Dude, it was a mission and a half trying to sneak into that movie theater. But a lot of us did. A lot of us found our way in. A lot of us found Margot Robbie that day, and we never, ever looked back. The Knicks and the Sixers. This is a series that just took a turn for the worst in this diabolical tease being played between New York and Philly. Yeah, okay, all right. So we've done the whole if Embiid is healthy thing for the past 7 years. And we're just going to continue to keep on rolling that one along the lexicon as Embiid has been officially ruled out for Game 2 against the Knicks. A huge blow for sports fans around the world. According to Shams Charania, do you think his girlfriend calls him Shams? Oh, Shams. That's inappropriate. Apparently, he is suffering from both ankle and hip injuries. For me, in my experience, in my 30 years of life, injuries are typically quite self-contained to one area of the body. For Joel Embiid, his entire body is one amorphous blob of pain and suffering. His body is breaking down right before our eyes. And as we scream at him from a distance behind a cell phone, quit being soft and get in the game. It's playoff time, Joel. Dude, imagine being on an injury report at all, first of all. If I'm on an injury report, I'm definitely very hurt. But hip and ankle, 2 completely different parts of the body. Sure, lower half. They share a bed. Ankle and hip. How do you walk? Dude, if my knee slightly aches, I can't do anything today. I'm having an off day. My Achilles tendons have been tight for 2.5 years. I don't know what to do about it. I'm not going to start stretching. Dude, the people are like, you need to stretch more. Get out. You need to lift more. The people who tell me I need to stretch more are always so weak and have no gains. You should really stretch more. You can't bench 185. I'm sorry I'm repping 225 like it's easy, bro. Sorry I rep 225 with my eyes closed. Sorry I'm big, beefy, and strong. I don't lift a weight under 40 pounds. I do dumbbell flies with 40s, bro, because I'm big and jacked like that. Stretch more. You're soft. You should really think about stretching more. You should really think about shutting up. Wow. Oh, I see you working on the TRX bands. Oh, cool. You can do a chin-up? Can you hang clean 205? Castellanos gets a nice little base hit into left center field. He's going to be on first base. Nobody out, top of the fifth. They're down. They're up 1-0. San Diego is over the San Francisco Giants, who've had a terribly miserable season. Yes, Brandon Weeden did go to Oklahoma State with Justin Blackmon. Fun fact, though, Brandon Weeden played 5 seasons in the MLB before Oklahoma State. Wow. Fun, very fun fact. I thought he was Mormon. I thought that was the reason that he was so old. That's crazy, dude. 28 years old playing against 17-year-olds. No wonder he was a first-round pick or whenever he was drafted. And then an absolute bum in the NFL. Terrible, terrible PFP right there. Come on, Hauser. You got to figure it out. PFP is a little baseball lingo, guys. Pitcher fielding practice. The pitchers, every single day, they do their bullpen, they do their stretching, they do their long toss, they do all the things they need to do and get warmed up, and they also do PFPs every day. I have my notification set as FA, and it's frying me so bad. On TikTok, whenever someone follows, there's a FA sound effect as well, so that happens. Maybe a hot take, if Knicks and OKC are in the finals, Paycom will be louder than MSG. Dude, can't C4. Oh, whoa, we do have 2 C4s. Whoa, we have C4-3, and then we have Candy, who uses a 4 as the A. Wow, we have dueling C4s in the TBWZ universe. Congrats to us, brother. I'm going to clip all of that. Stretching was one, right? Stretching. And then Embiid is soft. Sorry, I got to write this down, guys. In all seriousness with this series with the Sixers, can they win without him? Probably not. Not against this New York team the way that they're playing. I just struggle to completely discredit Tyrese Maxey, Paul, P.E.D. George, and the Bahamian Nightmare by saying they're going to get swept. I think they're good enough to at least extend this to 5 or 6 without Joel Embiid. But the prospect of winning this series just got a whole lot harder for Philadelphia. There they are. The C4s are talking to each other now. This is bad. The C4 gang is at it again. That's not a hot take at all. Paycom is the loudest arena in the league. Yeah, JD. Absolutely. Paycom rocks. I do want to say, real quick, guys, all jokes aside, head coach Nick Nurse of the Philadelphia 76ers, I just wanted to offer a bit of condolences as he and his family mourn the unexpected death of his brother Steven. During the series with the Celtics, Steven Nurse passed away unexpectedly. He was the equipment manager at NIU, Northern Iowa University. Been there for a long, long time in his life, dedicated his whole life to sports and serving that community and serving that school very, very well. And he died unexpectedly last week, leaving behind a pain that I think every sibling can understand or at least empathize with a little bit. I'm a man who, the God family football thing. I'm like, number one thing I think I am in my life is a brother. I think the number one thing I am in my life is a brother. I'm not a husband yet. You know what I mean? I'm not a father yet. I can't claim those titles, but I can claim the title of brother and son and sports media mogul. Do you need to be a millionaire to be a mogul? Just sports media guy? Yeah. Talker. Unprofessional, amateur talker. Amateur sports taker. Brother number 1, son 2, amateur sports taker 3. But number 1 overall, child of God. But I'm a brother first and foremost, man. So obviously you can empathize with the idea of losing a brother. It's tough, dude. Coach Nurse obviously finished the series, and he went on to win it, which feels like the best thing he could have done to honor his family. I don't really know a whole lot about Nick Nurse, but it doesn't strike me as someone who's going to give up easily. Unlike Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller was at the Met Gala instead of the Knicks game on Monday, proving to be the fakest fan in Knicks history. Proving to be the fakest Knicks fan in the universe. Bro, every true hoops head I know cares more about who is sitting courtside at the Knicks game than the actual game itself. Brother, come on now. Who gives a crap about the rich, disassociated 1%er sitting courtside at the game? Ben Stiller's wife probably wanted to go to the Met Gala. For her own selfish, narcissistic reasons, she wanted to go do a dress-up party with billionaires, okay? And he wanted to respect his wife's wishes and say, yes, dear, and he wanted to go to the Met with her instead of to go to the game. I think he was just being a good husband. I think he thought he should do that, and it was a good move. But Timmy Chalamet doesn't think that for 1 second, brother. Lee Son Al Gaib was at the game. He didn't care about no Eyes Wide Shut costume party. He doesn't care about playing dress up with billionaires. He wants to sit courtside and play dress up with millionaires. It's just insane how dumb the whole celebrity row thing is at Madison Square Garden. Like, who really cares about that? But for real, between you and I, Ben Stiller's a fraud. Timothy Chalamet, you are the Prince of New York. And Spike, you're still the king. That is the TBWZ official celebrity rankings of Madison Square Garden and Knicks fans. Shout out to Fat Joe. What are we doing? It's crazy to think that like thousands and thousands and thousands of people are going to tune in to watch this one day. They're like, wow, this is what I love. The Cavs and the Pistons series, brother. Oh, yeah, that is basketball through and through. I absolutely love every second of it. Last night's game was awesome. Cade Cunningham is so good at basketball, dude. And every time I watch him play a game, a shiver of disgust tingles down my spine. GA's pansy flopping antics is going to win MVP over Cade, who's just out here playing hoops and getting ethical buckets. Let's do this real fast. I need to pause real quick and explain ethical buckets to maybe the uninitiated. Because right now there might be Unk out there or just, 30-year-old Unk out there be like, I don't get the whole unethical and ethical hoops thing, okay? That is a word that 14-year-olds just learned in vocab, and they're like, how can I apply this to the rest of my life? They've deemed the play of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as unethical. Not in the sense that he's cheating on his wife or has a million baby mamas or is doing bad things like gambling on sports, whatever. Not true ethics. The way that he hoops is unethical. It's all about the foul baiting. It's about flailing his arms. As Rafael Devers goes yard. He's on my fantasy team, baby. Solo shot Rafael Devers. Put San Francisco on the board. It's 1-1. Has the Angel game started yet? Someone let me know. What's good, Oreo? Sorry, guys. Checking if the Angel game has started. It has. Angels are up 3-1. Let's go. Sorry, I'm going to just put that on real fast. That's my team. That's my squad. We won last night against the White Sox. I'm so happy. Can we win again today? We're up 3-1. Probably going to lose because that's how it works. Ethical hoops is Cade Cunningham. That's LeBron James. That's lowering your shoulder, embracing contact, getting to the hoop, and trying to finish the basket. What Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does and the rest of the unethical hoopers out there, they're trying to trick the referees. They're doing smoke and mirrors. He's not going to the hoop trying to score. He's going to the hoop playing mousetrap with the referee, trying to trick him into falling underneath a green basket or whatever how that game works. He's trying to trick referees into seeing something that's not actually there by flailing his arms like a pansy. That is unethical. He's getting his hoops and his buckets and his points and his awards and his accolades by dancing and being a theatrical person. Whereas Cade Cunningham gets to the hole and tries to put the ball in the hoop. Zach Neto rips it down the line. Josh Lowe's going to score from second. Neto's going for three. That's a stand-up triple. Let's go, Angels. I did lose to Oreo the Cat in fantasy baseball last week. That did happen. I forgot to mention it. Shout out to Oreo the Cat on beating me in fantasy baseball. I'll never forgive you. The Pistons took game one in this series by 10 as Cade Cunningham and the Pistons were able to finally look like a number one seed in this game and settle in nicely to this matchup with Cleveland. Legit, brother. The first four games of that series with Orlando, Detroit looked really, really bad. The last four have all been wins by an average margin of victory of 14 points as the team looks like they are finally stepping into who they were all season. I honestly just think that all the playoff jitters are gone and they're back to just playing Detroit-style basketball. And we saw it last night. A big issue that we had with the Pistons in round one was Jalen Duren. Hey, brother, he was there last night. He stepped up. He's playing that game. He's out there doing it then. Every once in a while, I'm like, I'm on the verge of like applying to jobs in sports media, like sending in a tape to Fox Sports or Barstool or CBS, whatever they have, HQ. The idea of like putting together a highlight tape and be like, hey, here's who I am. I'm a guy. I'm an amateur sports talker. Here's my tape. What do you think? And every once in a while I have a really good power hour where it's well written. I think I've got good flow and energy. And I'm like, yeah, this is a good one. I might just send in this power hour because I think I've been cooking. But then I remembered the thing, Blaking Blad, that thing. And I just can't. Maybe they'll like that. I don't know. It'd be funny if the whole time they're like, yeah, we love this guy. And then I talk about my Korean friends dressing up like Walter White and Jesse Pinkman and saying, Breaking Bad. And they're like, never mind. I sound like a broken record with this Cleveland team, brother, but they just make me so angry. Obviously, James Harden turning the ball over 7 times is not going to help you win playoff games. Side note on that one, it's the 29th time in James Harden's career. Sorry, it's the 29th playoff game for James Harden where he's had more turnovers than field goals made. That's bad. Hey, that sucks. He still got his hoops. He still got his 22 or whatever. But he only made 6 shots from the field and had 7 turnovers. I'm not going to sit here and pretend. There we go. There we go, Mikey T. A little base hit single to score down from third. It's 5-1 now, Angels. Bottom of the second. Murakami on first base guarding Mike Trout. Guarding? 7 turnovers, 6 made field goals. 29th time in his career. That's just a terrible stat. But the real issue here for me is the lack of team basketball being played by this Cleveland Cavaliers team. The whole offense seems to be James Harden and Donovan Mitchell alternating ISO sets without much success, and it reminds me a lot more of a pick up basketball team than a group of dudes collectively competing together. This is a team that had 41 different lineups in the regular season, and it just feels like they still don't have their rotations solidified. How you get to this point in the season, you still don't have your rotation solidified. They ran 11 guys last night, not knowing who was going to be the dude or who was going to step up. I don't think you should be running 11 guys. The only team that ran more were the Oklahoma City Thunder. They ran 12 guys, and they got 37 points from their bench. The reason they run 12 is because all those guys off the bench are really, really good at basketball. I think the series is going to be pretty lopsided in favor of Detroit as Cleveland goes into tonight's game 0-5 on the road in the playoffs as Vaughn Grissom flies out on the warning track just a few feet from a 2-run dinger. But it is 5-1. A little 3-run inning right there from the Halos. Good job, fellas. Oh, no, that was like a 4-run inning. Unbelievable, guys. Absolutely love it. You have the Vini seal of approval. Or the cat said, I have this nasty bruise on my chin and a thumb that doesn't want to move because I got hurt twice during my baseball game yesterday. You have a bruise on your chin and your thumb won't move? Sorry, Oreo. Someone loosen that boy's thumb up real quick. The Lakers and the Thunder played last night, and the Lakers lost by 18 points. I just wanted to, real quick, can we just watch this? This was all from the same quarter, guys. Every single one of these plays was from the same quarter. This music sucks. What is that? What is that? That's not... This isn't basketball. He's trying to sweep through Austin's arms and flail rather than try to score. He's not actually trying to score the basketball. He's trying to trick the referees. This one. What? You know the noise that female tennis players make when they hit the ball? It's the same noise that SGA makes every time he shoots. Watch this. Look at his left arm, or his left arm goes behind his head. It's an 18-degree angle, all in an attempt just to trick the referee. That Luke Kennard clearly going straight up with 17 fingers. That looks so weird. Dude, you're trying to trick the referee into thinking Luke Kennard was playing tough defense on you. Stumbles back 5 steps. Dude, punch me in the face. I'm not going to stumble back twice. No. Bro, punch me as hard as you can in the face. I'm not stumbling. Because I'm a man and I embrace contact. Oh my gosh. That's the noise he made on the floor. Like, you have DeAndre Ayton on you, right? You are past him right now. You've got a great move to the basket here. I know he's tall. You could have used your size and length to just get an easy underhand layup with the right on a slower DeAndre Ayton, who's right now 7 feet from the basket. You could lay it up from here. What does he do? He decides to do a step back, try to get DeAndre like on top of him, realizes DeAndre's not on top of him, so he's like, I'm just going to throw the ball in the air and fall backwards. That's not hoops. Try to put the ball in the bucket, bro. Oh my gosh. Bro went full horizontal mode in the air trying to sell for a foul where nobody touched him. Ouch. Ow. Ref. Instantly turns to the ref. Rev. Not even trying to score the basket. Okay, Cade Cunningham does this. Look, get on here. Luke Kennard's whole energy is going this way. You have 3 help defenders on this side. Spin out of it and get to the hoop and try to score. Nah, what am I going to do? Ouch, ow. Look at, Bro, we make fun of Cat all the time for this picture. SGA does that 17 times a game. This is all from the same quarter. Ow. Not even actually trying to play basketball. Ouch. This was a nasty move, too. This one's not that bad. It's still not great. This was such a nasty move. There's 4 defenders right here. This is why it's so frustrating, because he's so good, bro. Look how quickly he gets from the 3-point line. He gets a screen set up here, completely loses his guy. Jackson Hayes moves off of Caruso. LaRavia crashes in off of Joe. He splits these 2 with his speed, gets inside the paint, fakes left on Rui, goes right. He's got a 7-footer above him. Bro, ow! Ouchie! I don't think I need to say much more about the series. Jared Vanderbilt dislocated his pinky so bad in game 1 that the bone broke skin, and it appears like he's going to be missing some more time, which is a huge blow to the Lakers. But the real blow to this Lakers team happened over a month ago, when the NBA scoring champion tore his hamstring against this same exact team. Listen, man, the Thunder are insanely hard to deal with in a million different ways, bro. So I can mock them all day for the foul baiting stuff. The reason it's so annoying is if they didn't do that, they would still be just as good and people would respect them and like their game a lot. But they choose to play this game in the most soft, PUSSY way I've ever seen a basketball team play. They're a bunch of pansy losers, dude. They're so incredibly soft, and it's not just SGA. The worst is watching Chet flop. You're 7 feet tall. Go to the hoop like an actual man and try to score. They're not trying to score. They're trying to get referees to get tricked and go, oh, he flailed his arms in the air. Oh. The best part was the refs were not biting last night, and if they don't bite the rest of the series, man, LA does have a chance in this one. But we don't have Luka Doncic. You need scoring to combat what the Thunder are doing. Defensively, the Lakers played really good last night, but you need scoring to combat the number 1 team defense in the league. Funny enough, the number 1 scorer in the NBA is on the bench right now for the Lakers. We lost by 18 last night. You don't think Luka has 18 points in his bag? You don't think he's got 19? Luka plays last night. The Lakers win that game. The Lakers go up 1-0. LeBron's been insane this entire playoff run and continues to put up insane numbers to keep the squad at least slightly competitive. He had 27 last night. Austin Reeves, though, was terrible last night. Shooting 19% from the field, is now 2 for 17 from 3 in the playoffs so far. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and just say, like, yeah, he's probably playing a little bit hurt. An oblique strain absolutely affects your shooting, but AR doesn't add much on defense, man, and it feels like the team was playing better without him. Him, Marcus Smart, and Luke Kennard were combined 8 for 35 from the floor last night, combining for as many points as the 41-year-old LeBron James. You're playing against a team that plays insane defense, has 100 different dudes off the bench that can go out and get a bucket, and your best scorer is on the bench. You need all of your role players to step up for Los Angeles, and they did not. If they do, if they find a way just to shoot half decent, they win that game last night. Luke Kennard, Austin Reeves, Marcus Smart, 8 for 35 from the floor. You realize they if they make 6 or 7 more shots, the Lakers are winning the game. It's just crazy to me, man. And I'm going to be able to hold this one for the rest of the time. Luka Doncic plays in this series. It's a whole different ball game. We need scoring, and our number one scoring option is currently on the bench. What up, Big Hunt Dog? What up, JD? All the homies jumping into the chat. Fellas, that, my friends, is the Power Hour. See you again next time. Fellas, we're going to be taking a 5-minute break. At the end of this 5-minute break, we'll be going live on TikTok, talking balls and taking calls. Please, grab a drink, use the bathroom, take this 5 to do whatever you want. I believe this is the conclusion to me applying for the Guinness Book of World Records for longest active bleed during a stream non-menstrual. So if you're confused by the clip, someone in the chat might know what's going on and can help you out. But fellas, see you in 5.
I believe that I'm the first live streamer / podcaster to ever be bleeding non-menstrual category for an entire 4-hour show. Is there currently a record holder for longest active bleed while talking, while broadcasting? If not, I believe I have the record. Warm regards, Zeke Feeney. I'll do my real name. Yeah, Zeke Feeney. I'm going to change this to Zeke Feeney too. Okay, guys, let's read this all together. I'm going to throw it into ChatGPT before Command A, Command C. Let's see if ChatGPT can spice this up for us. Squirrel. Oh, nope. Why would I go to Wikipedia? Okay. Can you read this email and summarize it for me / help me make it better? Okay, summary of your email. You introduce yourself as Zach, host of a radio show. You explain that you recently did a 4-hour live broadcast while actively bleeding from your mouth and believe that you may be the first to do so. You ask whether a record exists for the longest active bleed while broadcasting and state that if not, you believe you hold it. Polished and improvised version. Professional but still fun. Subject: inquiry about possible record for longest active bleed during a broadcast. Hi there. My name is Zach, and I'm the host of the radio show Take Back with Zach. This past Monday, I completed a full 4-hour live show while dealing with active bleeding from my mouth. Parentheses, long story. Happy to elaborate if needed. This unusual situation made me wonder. I'm crying. Is there an existing record for the longest continuous active bleed? Parentheses, non-menstrual. During a live broadcast. If no such record currently exists, I believe I may qualify based on this incident. Swear time. And I'd love to hear what you find on the signature. Warm regards, Zach. Parentheses, Zeke Feeney. It's so good. It's so good. If you want it more comedic, hyperbolic, I can rewrite it more. Yeah, let's try that. Try that. All right, The subject is longest mouth bleed while broadcasting. Hello, my name is Zach, host of Take Back with Zach. This Monday, I unintentionally completed a full-hour live stream show while actively bleeding from my mouth. Yes, continuously. Yes, on air. No, this was not a planned stunt. And yes, I am also concerned about me. This one's not nearly as funny. This raises an important scientific question. Does a record exist for the longest active non-menstrual bleed during a live broadcast? If not, I regret to inform you I may be the pioneer of this. Polite but ridiculously over formal. This one might be good. To whom it may concern, my name is Zach, host of the radio program Take Back with Zach. During my most recent Monday broadcast, I inadvertently completed a full 4-hour live show while sustaining continuous oral bleeding. While unconventional, the program proceeded uninterrupted. This incident prompts my inquiry. Does an official record exist for the longest duration of active bleeding non-menstrual while broadcasting live? In the absence of such record, I respectfully submit my candidacy with the utmost decorum. Zach Feeney. Oh my gosh. We're going to go with the first one. This one's great. All right. Command V and yeah, I'm not a robot. Guys, all right. We just submitted to the Guinness Book of World Records for longest active bleed during a live broadcast.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. We didn't hear anything back from them. Let's go live on TikTok and start talking to these fools. I'm sure they have some really nice, lovely things to say. JD's so mad at me for pointing out all of those foul baiting antics from SGA. It's just disgusting to watch him hoop, dude. If I was a Thunder fan, here's how you do it. It's like, yeah, dude, that's my team. I don't like the way they play either, but I like when we win. That's all you got to say. The Thunder fans who are defending the way he plays, that's when we get nasty with it. You have Luka, bro. He does the same. Luka tries to score, though. SG is just throwing the ball into the air and flailing his arms. He's going, ah! Luka's like doing that, but also trying to score and get the ball to the hoop. Thanks for the follow. Of course, my guy. That's my homie Bart in the chat. Fellas, we got hoops all day long. Tonight, we have another game between the Sixers and Knicks. Unfortunately, boys, between you and I, Embiid is out tonight. Joel Embiid is out tonight against the New York Knicks. To all the people who think that Philly has zero chance, this team did win a game against Boston without Joel Embiid, if you guys do not remember that. Because I do. Ethan, Hunter, I know. My Shy Sox prediction looking good. Murakami leading the league in home runs. Ryan, you're playing against my Angels right now. Angels got a 5-1 lead over against your White Sox. We're going head-to-head. It's a really tough blow, bro. I would be remiss, though, to think that VJ Edgecombe, the Bahamian Nightmare, Paul George, the PED King, and Tyrese Maxey can't do enough to get past this New York team. That, guys, they lost twice to the Atlanta Hawks. Let's just all remember that they lost twice to the Atlanta Hawks. I want to just pump the brakes for all the New York fans, too. At the beginning of the playoffs, who did we all say was the best team in the East? Collectively, I did not hear a single New York Knicks fan call into the show and say that they think that New York is the best team in the East. Everyone told me it was the Celtics. This Sixers team got through the best team in the East, according to you. And now you're telling me they're going to get swept by New York, even though they just went through the best team on the road in 7 games? The math just is not mathing for me with all these Knicks fans. You said Sixers and Lakers in 6. I said Sixers in 7, Lakers in 6. I've got the Pistons in 5 and the Wolves in 6. We are getting the Wolves and the Spurs tonight. Huge thing to look out for in this game, obviously, is going to be the French off in the front court. There's a huge thing happening right now with the 2 7-foot Frenchmen going on. They're having a baguette fight. Whoa, that was a close one. They're having a baguette sword fight in the front court, and it's absolutely awesome. Julius Randle setting Gortat screens on Wemby is exactly what we wanted to see in the NBA, and we absolutely love to see it. How are Lakers fans complaining when the Thunder had more fouls called against them last night and SG only shot 3 free throws? I'm just saying what he does is unethical. Shea was flopping yesterday. Azir, what's up, dude? We just did a whole breakdown on TBWZ on the Power Hour. Fellas, I do a whole hour of the show. I have 7 pages of notes. I do a monologue of all the sporting news. I think it's good. I think it's well written. I perform my best. I kind of cover a little bit of everything and put my own little like funny flair on it. It's like sports comedy, if you will. I only do that on Twitch and YouTube. So if you want to follow over there, that's the exclusive part of the show. I also post, I call it the Power Hour. The Power Hour gets posted on YouTube right away. So I basically, if you want to go back and watch today's, it is now live on YouTube officially as of right now. Mark said, yo, Zach, what's poppin'? What did I tell you? T-Wolves in 6 versus Nuggets. The same versus the Spurs. Come on now. I am with you, brother. Ethan says that means they have to come back down from 3-1 again. They do, because Embiid is officially out of tonight's game. This is a very, very tough one. We're going to call right now. What is up, my brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Tone, and I'm calling in to tell you that New York is going to go straight to the NBA Finals.
My boy Tone calling into the show. What's up, bro? Good to hear from you.
What's up, man? Yo, you saw that game, right? I know you – listen, your whole account about sports, I know you saw that game.
Yeah, the Knicks and Sixers game, it was a blowout for sure.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. After seeing how New York is just dominating a lot of East teams now, I think we might go to the finals. I think I was right. I think the first time we met, I was right. The Knicks are going straight to the finals.
Tone, I'm just going to give you your flowers real quick, because you've been saying Knicks to the finals every single time. Round one, before the playoffs started, a bunch of New York Knicks fans were like, I think we can get through the Hawks, but I don't think we can beat the Celtics. Now everyone's like, oh, we're the best team in basketball.
You know why? You know why a lot of people think that? Because,
why, Tone?
Because of game one, 137-98. If the Knicks had a close game, everybody would be like, maybe we could go to the Eastern Conference Finals. But
yeah,
New York did cool.
It was a 39-point win for New York over the Sixers in game one. The Sixers did lose game one against the Celtics by, I think, 28 points. So they came back and won that one in 7.
Bro, I'm so glad that we have the Sixers, so I don't need to have anxiety against a competition in the East, bro. It's the Sixers, bro. When I worked out of school, I'm working out of school. I'm trying to get my education degree. Let's go.
I love that.
Anyway, thank you. I was working, right? Tell me how the math teacher came up to me, because he's a big Knicks fan and a Jet fan. That's bad, Jet fan. But he was a Knicks fan. He came up to me and he said, Joel Embiid not playing, right? I'm like, say wallahi, Joel Embiid not playing.
Yeah, dude, it's tough because New York's like, we would have won with or without Embiid. You guys are absolutely on fire. Dog, I know where you're going tonight with that game. Tone, before you go, who you think's going to be winning the Timberwolves and Spurs game tonight?
I'm not going to lie. Thank you for asking me that. I think Victor dropping 12 blocks is insane.
Yeah.
It could be insane, but it's expected. He's 7'4". Come on now. He's supposed to have 12 blocks. I think if the Timberwolves do what they did in game one, and Anthony Edwards do play at his best, I think Timberwolves got it, man. I don't think Victor ready for this, man. He got 10 points. 12 blocks is great, but 10 points in a playoff game, especially in game one, is crazy. But you already know I got Knicks going all the way.
Yeah, you do.
Let's go, New York Bing Bong. Let's go.
Tone, you're the man. Brother, I just made Retrospect Music a mod in the TikTok. He's very, very nasty. He's abusive of his power, so be careful with him. What's good, Chris? Chris is also a mod in here, hanging out. Connor Ballard is in here. Wolves money line. Go cash it in. Might as well just give your money to Vegas, brother. We don't do that over here. A lot of his blocks were goaltends, I think. Melatonin, welcome back to the show. Dude, at least 4 of them were goaltends. That's 8 points right there. That should have been called. It was a 2-point game. They obviously won. But, dude, I don't think it should have been close. I think the Spurs probably should have won by like 7 or 8 points in that one. Trey, we're going to take your call in just 1 minute. I'm getting a call from one man who absolutely runs this show. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my friend, Buffalo Bill.
What's up?
Billy, what up, brother?
What's up?
Dude, it's good to hear from you. How you doing, Bill? Your Buffalo Sabres looking pretty good, huh?
That's what I wanted to call in about. Game 1 tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, game 1 tonight. Keep going, Buff.
Canadians, they're a good team.
Okay.
It was a rough series against Tampa. Only
Yeah.
9 shots on goal, 2 goals. against Tampa's 30, and they somehow won. I still think we could take them down in 6, maybe. I think they could still get 3 games on us. It could be a 7-game series.
Okay.
But I think this is gonna be a 6-game series.
So, Bill, the Buffalo Sabres, your squad, you're up in Buffalo, New York right now. You're playing the Canadiens. I know you know ball. During the Olympics, who won the gold medal? Was it Canada or USA?
It was Jack Hughes in the United States of America.
It was. So now we have an American team, Buffalo Sabres, playing against a team that literally calls themselves the Canadiens. This is going to be a sweep, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot they were like Canadians. Sweep.
Love it.
He's gonna have a hat trick every game.
Love it. Bill, you're obviously up in Buffalo. Last night I was talking to some of the guys on live, asking when you have wings, do you dip them in ranch or blue cheese? Everyone said ranch, but you're a man of Buffalo. You know what's true. Bill, when you dip your wings, you dipping in ranch or blue cheese?
I've always been a ranch person, so ranch for me.
Wow. That's official then. Our friend, our correspondent from Buffalo, gives us the official decree. It's ranch. Bill, we're going to keep things moving pretty quickly because there are a lot of calls coming in, but in 30 seconds, just say words about the Buffalo Bills. Hurry.
I'm going to go Sabres. The Sabres are winning the Stanley Cup. Already still on that. Chase Thompson's the best player in hockey, and so is Alex Tuck. Yeah. Oh, and Dahlin. Can't forget about him.
Can't forget about him. Buffalo Bill, you are the absolute man, bro. God bless, and thanks for calling. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, we'll talk soon. God bless you, too.
Peace. Brave Enough is also saying ranch. Nobody uses blue cheese, Young B? Bro, Young B, are you Asian? No, you're not. I'm a blue cheese guy through and through, brother. You're saying that Embiid is bad for offense? I didn't say crap. Guys, look at my bracket while we take this call with my friend Trey. Trey's on the phone line. What up, Trey?
What's up, bro?
My buddy Retrospect just got made a mod. He is on the phone right now. We always have a great conversation, dog. We had the Lakers and the Thunder go last night. Shea is unethical. For me, though, watching Cade Cunningham play basketball, bro, is so awesome. He's the opposite of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Cade's really weird because when he is on, he is outstanding. The only problem is I feel like he's just so, I don't know, it's just so inconsistent. It bothers me. But, hey, listen, when he's on, man, he is definitely fun to watch. Though I will say, last night was not his best shooting performance.
It was not his best shooting performance. They did get Duren going in that one, which was nice, and Tobias Harris has been playing vintage. Before we keep going with any sort of basketball stuff, the American Football Coaches of America today proposed a few changes to the college football schedule. I don't know if you saw this.
Yeah, they did.
They want to get rid of conference championship games and move the whole schedule up.
24-team playoff.
Yeah, Trey, I mean, just the floor is yours. How are you feeling about that whole thing?
It's actually disgusting. Not only is it disgusting, but it just ruins college sports. I think people the problem with the CFP is what it did is people now have the wrong idea of what college sports is supposed to be about. College sports at its core is supposed to be about rivalries. Your rivals with your conference, you have specific teams that you hate, and the whole thing is built around that. And the conference championship is amazing. The conference championship is amazing because it lets you have bragging rights over all of the people in your conference that you hate. And that's the biggest part of it. But now, because of the playoffs just expanding and expanding and expanding, now everybody thinks that it's natty or bust. But that's just not how college football is supposed to be. And it's kind of ruining the nature of the sport.
Dude, I saw someone post a clip of the Kick 6 of the Iron Bowl in 2011. Both of those teams were vying to be the BCS champion. That game mattered a whole lot. And someone was like, this game doesn't matter if you have a 24-team playoff. And I just the number one comment underneath was the Iron Bowl will always matter. I think we might be jumping a little bit too far into the whole you're ruining the regular season, but it's clearly college football is gearing towards us doing a 24-team playoff and putting all of their eggs in that basket.
And that's the thing. I just I don't know, obviously the games that you're going to have against your rivals are going to matter as a fan, to an extent. But and I agree with you that like especially the most bitter rivalries like the Iron Bowl in the game and like stuff like that, right? But I just feel like it does like necessarily make the regular season value less because the thing is there will be teams that have like 4 losses, like teams that are like 8-4 that are SEC teams that might be able to have a chance to get into the playoffs. And it's like it just feels like this is a ploy so that they can stuff a bunch of SEC teams in the playoff who make a lot of money. Like, that's what it feels like to me. This whole thing is like just a big money scheme. And the worst part is going to be that because of a 2014 playoff, there's probably going to be a ton of injuries because these guys have already played 12 games at that point. Yeah. And so you're not even really going to be getting fully healthy teams.
It's that, and then also they want to get rid of one of the bye weeks. So you're adding on more weeks to them and getting rid of time of rest. It's just the toughest part of the schedule for me is like Indiana from the Big Ten championship to their first playoff game. They had 27 days off because we're doing like conference titles and the Army-Navy game. Don't repeat this, but I think we should just stop doing the Army-Navy game. Like, who cares?
Whoa.
And then, and like you have this huge gap to get to the playoffs. I'm like, hey, you have to move the whole thing up to get to the transfer portal. It feels like we're 4 or 5 ways away from like actually being solidified with a real schedule. And like once all the conference realignment stuff, the dust settles, like I still feel like we're reeling and we're creating a new league rather than like settled into like what we are as a team. Does that make sense?
I agree. It just feels like I don't know. It just feels like they're doing way too much too quickly and they're ruining. It's like with how college basketball wants to put us in like a 76 team like March Madness now, and it's like, bro, 64 was the most perfect. You didn't even need to have these stupid like play-in games. That was dumb. But now we've gone from 68 to now we're looking at 76, and it's like nobody wants to see that. Also, with the Army-Navy game, just as a sidebar, I think that what you could do with Army-Navy is instead of what I would do is instead of having it be like its own week at the last half of the season, what I would do instead is I would make it week 0. So I would have no teams play on week 0 except Army-Navy.
I like that a lot. I also think there needs to be stakes in the game because neither team is any good or has like any playoff aspirations. So it's kind of just like a random exhibition between our armed forces. There needs to be stakes. Like whoever wins that branch of the army doesn't have to go to our next war. You know what I mean?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. You guys need to stay home.
Yeah, they're like, send in the aircraft carriers. We're like, sorry, the Navy's off this war. They just beat
there you go.
Football. Trey, before we keep rolling with the show, what is more unethical? Wemby's 12 blocks and 7 of them being goaltends, or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander dancing?
You know what? I listen, I'm always a big Wemby defender. What SGA was doing last night was actually so bad. Like, it was so bad. Dude, listen, if you're a Thunder fan, you've legit got to be in denial to say that your guy is not a D1 foul baiter. Like, every single shot. Like, even shots where there shouldn't have been contact. He tried to, like, force contact just to, like... You know what? Listen, man, I'll give him this. If he wanted to change careers, he has a future in Hollywood. 100%. If he would like to go be an actor, I think that's perfect for him.
Dude, I absolutely love it. It was a tough watch. I did come away with it thinking the Lakers will be able to get a game. It's just, you lose by 18 points, and there's a guy sitting on the bench that averages 34 a game. It sucks.
That's the thing. Yeah, and then that's the worst part is obviously no Luka. But it kind of like on like the Spurs thing too. Like what last game kind of solidified for me with that game 1 is that I think the Spurs are going to win the series. Like I'm almost certain because even when Wembanyama is having like the worst offensive night of the year for him, they only lose by 2.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think 3-point shooting and perimeter play is going to really be the difference in that series just because the 2 Eiffel Towers down low are really, really locking down the paint. And I do give a slight edge to Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels. But listen, Champagny, Vassell, Castle, Fox, they have good guard play out there. They just need to, I think, pull it all together. And hopefully they do it tonight. Well,
that's the thing is like Wemby last year went, Wemby this game went 0 of 8 from 3. If he hits one of those threes, then they win.
Literally 1-3 and they win. Yeah, he was not very good in this game. I don't think he does that twice in a row. But Trey, it's retrospect music. He's going to be hanging out in the chat with us. We're going to keep things rolling, brother. But thanks for calling in.
Yeah, well, can I one other thing real quick?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the other thing because I heard you talk about the Buffalo Wings conversation. I'm going to give you my hot take. I don't like either. I don't think you should put sauce on wings.
Wow. The sauce is the wing.
You see, my opinion on this is that wings are perfect just the way they are. And if your wing is good enough, you don't need to put any sauces on it because the flavor is so good in the wing.
Do you get your wings sauced or do you get them dry?
I get them sauced. So, I'll have, garlic parm sauce.
I knew you were a garlic parm guy through and through. And you probably even think that's a little bit spicy.
Definitely a garlic parm guy.
Trey, I absolutely love it, bro. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you in the chat.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
Peace. Guys, he's already said he sticks to his picks from before the series. Thank you, Scotty Carr, for sticking up for me. Thank you, Chris, for sticking up for me. Pistons in 5. Son, JDV, if you want to call into the show, I'd love to get your thoughts on the Pistons. We're going to take this call right here. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
I'm Sierra. I'm calling in from Greensboro again.
Fiona from Greensburg?
Sierra,
that's what I said. What is Fiona the ogre in Shrek that he falls in love with?
Yes.
Have you seen Shrek 1, 2, and 3?
I have finished all of them.
Are you one of those
on the dragon?
Okay, yeah, we're hearing you out.
I don't know what I called for again. Oh,
okay.
I wanted to say, because we had a field trip today in school that was for half of the entire day, and I got to go see a Grasshoppers game. And middle of the game, they brought out these watermelon floaties.
Okay.
For no reason.
Huh. Is this a Grasshoppers? Is that a minor league baseball team?
It's because Greensboro has their own sports team, so the Grasshoppers is their official baseball team.
Got it. And they were passing around. Somebody mute that guy. Kick that guy out. And they were passing around watermelon floaties in around the stands.
No, not around the stand, but some of the coaches and the players. It was intermission, and they brought out the mascot. They brought out the Target dog because that's one of their sponsors, and then they also had watermelon floaties. And the goal of trying to get as many watermelon floaties on one person. I didn't understand it. I thought it was baseball. What?
Was it fun? Was the game a good time, or were you just locked in on these floaties, Sierra?
It was a good game. We weren't in regular baseball seats because it's an entire school. Yeah. It was the entire 6th grade classes.
Wow.
So we kind of got outside chair seats with food and stuff. I couldn't see much, even though I had glasses on because I'm legally blind. And
wow.
But it seems fine. I wasn't paying attention for half of it, but
yeah. Okay. Nothing like a nice Wednesday afternoon baseball game. Sierra, I absolutely love it. Before you go, when you have chips, do you dip them in ranch or blue cheese?
Okay. I just saw the guy who called before this, and I hate to bring it to you as well. I don't put either.
Wow. So what sauce are you usually going with? Are you buffalo, barbecue? What up?
I really don't like saucy wings because it makes me upset. Because when I'm handling them, it gets my fingers really dirty, and I don't like when my fingers get dirty. But if I'm not getting them plain, I'm getting buffalo wings for sure.
Because you are a true woman through and through. Sierra, you are the best. God bless. Thanks for calling into the show. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. Talk soon, too.
Bye. It's my friend Sierra calling into the show. Shane21213, before you can even be, listen to the show at all. Gosh, this is bad, guys. I need to get a new XLR cable. Mog, we're going to take you in a sec. JD will take you in a sec. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? What up, Cam?
My name is Carlos, and I'm calling from New Jersey.
Carlos from New Jersey. Dude, I said something yesterday that someone from New Jersey got very mad at me for. I said, there's upstate New York, there's New York City, and there's downstate New York, and New Jersey is downstate New York. How do you feel about that?
I think there's upstate New York, but I really do think New Jersey is upstate New York, to be honest.
Yeah. I love it, dude. I was just messing around, but yeah. Carlos, you're calling into today's show. What do you want to talk about today, bro?
I want to talk about basically the Cavs, I think, are going to win in 5. I know that the Pistons took a game off yesterday, but I don't think that's going to be a theme.
Yeah, Carlos, can you mute the stream in the background or whatever that is in the back because we hear it bleeding through?
Okay.
You said you got the Cavs winning this series, even though they have not. My thing is they haven't won a road game. They're 0-5 on the road in the playoffs thus far. They have not been very good on the road at all. They haven't even been that great at home. I think they go down 2-0 in this one. I think they struggle, but you think they've got enough talent to pull it around, the Cleveland Cavaliers? Bro, you sound like the parents in Charlie Brown right now. Carlos, we could not hear you at all. You sounded like the parents in Charlie Brown. Bro, Sixers are done. Embiid is not playing today. I know. I made my predictions on May 4th if you can read, but you're a Knicks fan, so you probably can't. Embiid is officially out of tonight's game. Tyrese Maxey, the Bahamian Nightmare, and PED Paul George do have enough, in my opinion, to get through this Knicks team. Let me remind you, they lost 2 games to the Atlanta Hawks, and the Atlanta Hawks absolutely stink. What is up, brother? JD is on the phone. JD, what's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing great, OKC's up 1-0.
Up 1-0. Your team's looking absolutely awesome. An 18-point win against my Lakers last night. Dog, the defense was unbelievable. The offense struggled a little bit, but I think that might just be a result of them being slightly rusty. You know what I mean? They had a lot of time off.
Yeah. But, are you talking about OKC being off?
They just had like a bunch of off days. They only scored 108, which that's a very low scoring game for OKC. I don't know if it was more the defense that the Lakers were playing or just the fact that like maybe the team was a little bit tired.
It could have been maybe that. I think so.
JD, I haven't talked at all about hockey except for with Buffalo Bill, a little bit on the Sabres. Do you have any updates for us in the world of the NHL Cup? We're doing a cup check.
Oh, the only game last night was the Wild and Avalanche, and the Avalanche won 5-2.
Avalanche won 5-2. So the Wild are down 0-2 in that series?
Yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Because the Stars would have put up an actual fight.
No.
We'd be down 0-2 as well.
Oh, it would have been like 7-2 each game.
Bro has no hope for his team anymore. Buffalo Bill was
5-on-5.
We did. Buffalo Bill is thinking
talk about you.
Yeah, go.
Calling my goat Shea unethical.
That's on you, brother. You need a new goat. Make J-Dub your goat.
No. Because when Curry would jump into other players, pump fake, and then jump in, or whether who was behind them or in front of them, we didn't say anything. When LeBron flopped, when James Harden flopped, no one said nothing. But when the SGA is doing this, we're crying.
He does it when he doesn't even have contact. He just falls. Like the guy blew him over.
Okay. So was every good player in the league.
Yeah, no, trust me. There a lot of players are doing the foul baiting thing, and then the guys who are sitting on their high horse and they're like, I don't foul bait. Like Donovan Mitchell said something about that, like, because I don't foul bait. And I'm like, bro, it's a part of the game right now. It sucks, but to be competitive as a scorer, I think you do need some element of it. My big worry is it doesn't seem like he's getting to the basket trying to score. It seems like he's getting to the basket trying to trick the referee. Whereas everyone else feels like they're trying to actually still score. You know what I mean?
But doesn't he lead in N1s?
SGA, does he? I don't know. You tell me.
I'm pretty sure he did. At least he did last year.
That's a great stat.
More than any other guard.
He drives to the hoop, but it doesn't feel like it's with intent to actually score. Like when he just throws the ball up, like straight up in the air, and then flails his arm and kicks his feet. It's like that's not an actual shot attempt. It's an attempt to like show the ref that you got fouled, but like. You could do that like Luka does, do the foul bait thing, and then actually still try to score. I wish he would just try to put the ball in the hoop. Because he's such a good scorer, dude. He's so talented. He gets such a bad rap, and I feel like it's all kind of his own doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that, but I don't know. I still think LeBron did the same thing.
Why don't you just make J-Dub your GOAT? Why not you just like... Because it'd be a better stance if you're like, yeah, I don't like the way SGA plays. I love J-Dub, but I just love my team.
Well, because it was Russ, and now we don't have Russ.
Yeah.
And then, at first it was KD. Then KD left. Then it was Russ. and now it's Shea.
Wow. Could you imagine a world where James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and KD never broke up?
Yeah, I don't know if that team. I mean,
How many chips do you think they would have won if like still to this day? Because all three of those guys are still active. If they were still on the Thunder together today, how many chips do you think that team won? That's a great conversation for like the summertime.
I don't really know because I think we would have won at least one, but we still had to face Prime Curry and Prime Clay.
It is true. We call them the Splash Bros.
Well, yes, we know what we call them.
If they're the Splash Bros, then what is SGA and Chet? The Foul Bros?
Okay.
I will say, like when SGA does it, there is like a slight bit of class to it. When Chet does it, it just looks disgusting. Dude, Chet Holmgren is such a good basketball player, but he's just too lanky.
I can take the Chet hate because I get mad at Chet Holmgren all the time.
Yeah. Dude, it's a good basketball team. You got nothing to worry about. The defense is unbelievable. JD, we're at 5 minutes on this call, brother, so we got to keep things rolling. Do you have any thoughts about the college football schedule that we talked about earlier in today?
I'll be honest, I haven't seen it because I was working this morning.
All right.
So,
how was work?
It was good. I mean, I'm learning Chick-fil-A stuff. So.
Yeah, you're where are you at right now? Are you doing any sort of cooking, or are you still learning like the register and like front house stuff?
So I do front of house. I don't do the back of house. I refuse to cook.
Whoa, that was I used to work at In-N-Out, and I loved the back of the house stuff. I loved cooking. I loved grilling it up.
I don't want to cook other people's food because then I'll probably be like, "Oh, I made that.
Huh?
It looks good."
Oh, you're saying you'll get hungry?
Probably.
I love it. JD, you're the absolute man, bro. Thanks for calling in. Sorry about all those nasty things I said about SGA. You know, it's just all in good fun, right?
Oh, you're fine. I understand. It's the playoffs.
It's the playoffs, brother. We'll be friends again after this series, dog, but we'll talk soon.
All right, bye.
All right, peace. Joel Embiid is ruled out, Josh. Yes, sir. So after Embiid out, you still got Sixers and 7? Because I do too. Hell's Kitchen, let's do it. Let's stand together, brother. Guys, give it up for one of my favorite callers on the show, newcomer of the week. Give it up for Mog.
What's good? How y'all feeling?
Mog, feeling good, man. Excited for the basketball tonight. We can dive into some of those games if you'd like to. Obviously, we have Sixers and Knicks. No Joel Embiid. How you feeling about that one?
So, that's definitely a big one. That's a big hit. I was actually planning on watching the Timberwolves versus the Spurs because, you know, I like to talk about the Spurs, but I haven't watched so much of their games to make me a fan. You feel what I'm saying?
Sure.
But, yo, last night, I was tuned in. You know I was tuned in. He said Bo Nix is top 10, and then went to the comments, and then he said Jalen Hurts isn't better than Bo Nix.
Are you talking about Alex?
Yes, yo, Alex made the most wildest statement ever. He actually thinks, like, he debated me about this until the live ended, that Bo Nix was better than Jalen Hurts. He said Bo Nix accomplished more than Jalen Hurts. Don't even, he doesn't have a Super Bowl. We can just get that out of the way. He doesn't have as many playoff appearances. He doesn't have, Jalen Hurts has multiple. He didn't even throw as many picks as Bo Nix in his rookie year.
That's why I call him Bo Picks, bro.
Literally, that was his name the first year he was there. And the second year, we not want to act like he still ain't throw picks because he threw multiple picks.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you. The Eagles and the Broncos did play last year. Unfortunately, the Eagles did not win that one. Man, listen, I'm a Bo Nix hater through and through. I can hate on Bo Nix with the best of them. But Alex is a fan, and I love delusional fandom. But saying that he's better than Jalen Hurts is just absurd.
I became an Eagles fan, like, I think when Kobe was still playing for the Lakers, and then it was after he retired, literally, because I was a Lakers fan through and through, and you know this, I'm like a big-hearted Lakers fan, like, you know, my dad's a Celtics fan, but you know I hate the Celtics, I just like their players, right?
Uh-huh.
I think if you put Jason Tatum on OKC Thunder, he would have got 3 rings by now. That may be a crazy statement, but Jason Tatum is better than Shea, bro. Like, I used to sit there and watch Celtics games, bro. In 2024, 2023, 2022, and 25, bro, he was better than Shea, bro. I don't care about stats. Like, he was better than Shea. Like, and he has a right-hand man. Like, and it's proven because he can get 7 assists and he'll still have more than 22 points, bro.
And that right-hand man you're talking about is Jaylen Brown, correct? Jaylen Brown, there's a lot of talks about him potentially not wanting to return to the Celtics next year.
Yeah, we talked about that last night. We talked about that one last night. I remember that. But I'm gonna get back to you on what you said about the Knicks and Sixers. I'm not gonna lie to you. After that blowout game, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was left in shambles. You know, I'm a Knicks hater, even though I'm from New York. But we from upstate, and nobody upstate messes with the Knicks. I'm not gonna lie. Like that.
Wow.
That might be one of the craziest things you've ever heard. But like, there's like 5 upstate Knicks fans. Upstate, there's like a whole bunch of like people from Florida, and I was from Tampa Bay for like 7 years of my life, right?
Oh yeah, I like Tampa.
So I used to live near the Buccaneer Stadium. Like when I was a little kid, my mom used to.
Yeah, and the houses in those neighborhoods where all the people park on.
Exactly. Yeah,
I've been to a game there.
Big neighborhood.
I've been to a game there. Yeah, I've been to Tampa.
Yeah, it was when Brady was playing. I remember going to like I think 2 games. Yo, it was probably one of the greatest games I've ever watched. I think it was I can't remember. I think he went against I think it was the Ravens game.
Dude, when I went a year ago, last year. Yeah, I think last season we went and we actually saw the Broncos, but we got to go into the pirate ship. It was crazy, dude.
Yeah, my brother is a diehard. He's like a diehard Seahawks fan.
Okay.
So, but my brother is loyal to all of his fan bases. Like, if he's a Seattle fan, like he's an OKC fan. Is what I'm saying. You feel what I'm saying? But my brother, because when we lived in Florida, he was already a Golden State fan. Feel me? So
I do.
He was a Golden State and a Seattle fan, but he messes with OKC because they used to be Seattle.
That's a good reason, dude. Yeah, he followed his team through and through. Mog, you were saying that no one upstate New York roots for the Knicks. Who do they root for?
Actually, this might surprise you, but we're all bettors. Like, we're like Las Vegas. Like, you remember when we were talking about, like, the Civil War?
Yeah.
If y'all know ball in the chats and TikTok, bro, if y'all know ball and y'all be on the purple app, bro, y'all know ball, bro. But when we was talking about that little Civil War crisis, bro.
Yeah.
It reminded me because, like, down here, like, we're like Las Vegas. Like, we just bet on who we think is the best. But, like, most people that you'll find here is from Florida. So they're either a Lakers fan, they're a Sixers fan, or they're
that would make sense.
Fan, a lot of kids are from Florida.
It sounds like a bunch of like free agents that are up there just kind of like rooting for the sport itself. Mog, we're kind of up against the clock here. We talked a little about Knicks and Sixers. Before you go, 30 seconds or less, Timberwolves or Spurs tonight? Who you got winning this one?
Wemby's playing. Rudy Gobert's playing. You know what? I'm gonna go out on this one. Ant playing too, right? His knee fine. His knee fine still? Okay.
I mean, fine.
I'm gonna take the T-Wolves. I'm gonna take T-Wolves, bro.
T-Wolves going up 2-0 according to Mog. Bro, unbelievable stuff. Thanks for calling in, Mog. We'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon, buddy. Take care.
Peace. That's my twin right there. What up, New England Shake Up? Thank you for the follow, too, brother. Jeremy Lund's Lakers, they not winning this series. That's my team, bro. Be nice to me immediately. SG in the Twitch chat. Caleb Brunyon in the Twitch chat popping off. Guys, like I said, I do this show for 2 hours on TikTok. I do a whole extra hour just on Twitch and YouTube. So if you want to see the entire thing, get the full production, that's where you can go follow and subscribe on YouTube. The Power Hour is already posted from today's show on YouTube. So if you want to watch what I had to say about today, that's on YouTube already. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. Which name are you calling from?
My name is Mannix. I'm calling from Worcester, Mass.
From Worcester. What was the name? Mannix?
Yeah, Mannix.
Mannix. Mannix, I used to live in Brookline. I went to school at BU, so I know the area pretty well. Worcester is spelled Worcester. The first time I said it out loud, someone made fun of me so bad, brother. But Mannix, you're calling in today's show. What do you want to talk about today?
I want to talk about the Red Sox.
Dude, I mean, tough spot for the Red Sox. Alex Cora and the whole management team got fired last week. Do you think they should have gotten fired?
I mean, it's kind of crazy to fire the manager who's been with us for years after a 17-1 win against the Orioles, I believe.
It was literally right after they put up 17 runs on the Orioles, they fired him.
Yeah, that was crazy. But to be honest, to fix our like whole season next year, I feel like we put Roman in like the infield since he can't even get a throw from left field to home.
He can play first base.
I feel like we need to trade Crochet and Jaron Durant to the Yankees and try to get Max Fried and maybe Aaron Judge or Jazz Chisholm.
You think the Yankees are going to make a trade with you guys?
I mean, it could happen. We made a trade with them a lot.
Yeah, Johnny Damon, Babe Ruth, to name a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, my thing with the Red Sox, and you're going to absolutely hate this, like, you had Mookie Betts, you had Xander Bogaerts, you had Rafael Devers, and those guys are all playing on decent baseball teams right now, except for Devers, but it feels like an organization group that doesn't want to spend on big contract extensions. They want to win with rookie guys who are in arbitration rather than like spend money on real free agents.
Yeah. What's it called? The Mookie Betts trade, that was crazy. Alex Verdugo for Mookie Betts is absolutely mind-blowing. That should have never happened. Mookie should have maybe still been on the Red Sox, but he's having a good season with the Dodgers. He's what 2 back-to-back rings. So he's doing good for himself. I'm proud to see that.
He now has 4. He has 4 rings now, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy, Mookie Betts. Have you've been to a Red Sox game, right? I lived in Brookline, so I was right next to Fenway. I went to a bunch of games, dude. I've also been to a game at Wrigley, so I've been to like 2 of the better ballparks in America. Fenway Park is the best place in the universe to watch a baseball game, right, Mannix?
Well, actually, funny story. SG Cam, who's in your chat, he's my best friend. I play baseball with him.
Love it.
He took me to my first Red Sox game at Fenway against the Brewers, where they won 5-0.
Dude, it's such a great atmosphere. So I'm an Angels fan. Every time I'd go to the game, I'd wear an Angels hat just to like rep my team and against the Red Sox, even though the Angels weren't playing. People would like yell at me and say, "Mike Trout sucks, Angels suck," and I'm just like trying to go to the bathroom, like my team's not even playing. Mannix, thank you for calling in. We got a time limit on these calls. This is your first time call. I absolutely love it, brother. We do this show live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 to 4 p.m., and then every night of the NBA playoffs. So follow along and tune in live whenever you can. But God bless, brother. We'll talk soon.
And also got Timberwolves.
Timberwolves tonight going up 2-0. Mannix at the buzzer. Dog, you're the best. We'll talk soon, bro. Man, I love a first-time caller coming in and just coming with confidence. He knew what he wanted to talk about. Sometimes we get people that call in, even longtime listeners of the show, call in like, Mannix came in knowing exactly what he wanted to say. He wanted to talk about his Red Sox, and I absolutely love that. I could talk ball about anything, brother. Angels get out of the 6th. Urania throwing a good ball game. It's 1-7 going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Angels are up 6 on the White Sox, the Shy Sox, as some people call them. Who do you think would win Wolves versus OKC? Brady. Oh my gosh, that series is going to be lethal. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. Which name are you calling from? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye. Wait. Mog. Someone was saying something in the chat. Is somebody hurt? Did I miss something? Watching from the Philippines said Walla Walla. Bro, chat me. Tell me what team you like in the NBA, because we're talking NBA ball all day. I talk football, I talk baseball, I talk a little bit of everything. When I'm looking at tonight's games, guys, obviously in about an hour and 15 minutes, Embiid is hurt tonight. I knew that one. I got the Embiid. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I already got this graphic up on TikTok. Embiid out. O-U-T. Do you guys ever sometimes look at a word and you're like, that it doesn't make sense anymore? I was typing out the word out today in English, O-U-T. Big Stick said Nixon 4. Yeah, probably. Out doesn't make sense, that word. I don't know what it was. And the word from. Is there a word that like you guys get hung up on? Does that make any sense? Jalen Brunson is the greatest basketball player ever, according to Big Stick 5172. He's better than Wilt. He's better than Bill Russell. He's better than LeBron. He's better than Michael Jordan. His name is Jalen Brunson. I'm talking about the man in New York. Guys, a huge, there was a big hubbubaloo. Hubbubaloo? What's the Dark Horton Here's a Who? Did you guys know that Dr. Seuss made a movie called like Freddy and the 99 Five-Fingered Friends or whatever, featuring 500 young boys? I don't know why I'm doing this. Dr. Seuss made a movie, and it looks like what I would think a bad trip looks and smells like. I know Joel Embiid is out. I was on the phone with Mog, though, about this idea of Anthony Edwards. Brother, that man hyperextended his knee badly and got back on his horse and played. Someone was chatting, what do I think the Thunder and the Wolves series would look like if those two teams play? War, like guerrilla warfare, probably. Like that scene in 1917 when he's running through the field and all the bombs are going off around him, probably like that. The Timberwolves play like an actual rabid pack of dogs, okay? They play like what a bear trap looks like. Dude, the number one thing I will never want to do, you know how women always say, like, pregnancy is the worst pain a human can experience? Watching someone step in a bear trap, that looks pretty painful, right? Am I wrong there? Alex is calling into the show. Eric Brown said OKC in 2. You're right. XD1 is in the chat. What up, bro? Good to see you. Slade is still believing. You acting like I was sweeping. I think both games are 7. Slade, Mog, everyone just overreacts. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. This is my friend Alex from Colorado.
What's up, Zach?
Dude, Mog is telling me, he called into the show today, and I didn't know this, but after our phone call yesterday, you and him were going back and forth in the chat about Jalen Hurts and Bo Nix.
Only thing I'll give Jalen Hurts to Bo Nix is Jalen Hurts won a Super Bowl, but the only thing Jalen Hurts has is he can do the tush push. He's pretty good at people pushing his butt through the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Wow, I didn't think about that. Is Jalen Hurts' number one quality getting his butt touched?
I mean, in the NFL, he is.
Professional butt toucher.
Personal life.
True. Yeah, we're not going to comment on his personal life, but in the NFL, at least when he's on the gridiron, he is a pro butt toucher. Alex, the Colorado Avalanche dominated the Wild again. Are they going to sweep that thing in 4, or do you think the Wild will put up a fight at home?
I think they'll put up a fight at home. I mean, I think right now I have the Avs in 5 in this series. We just did our re-picks, and I think I'd have the Avs in 5. I just think the Avs are just dominating Minnesota. You know, one thing, I want this to happen. I want all the Avs players to get a point. Okay. 16 out of the 18 skaters last night got a point.
Wow.
I think that was game 1, but it's like a statistic.
That's crazy.
It's just, they are dominating the whole series. I mean, it's shocking people. I mean, I honestly think the Avs, if they win game 3, I think they're sweeping it. And I hope they can try to break the record of the most wins in a playoff series, back-to-back sweeps. That'd be one of the biggest win streaks in the NHL playoff history. That's what I want to see happen.
8-0 would be hella impressive. Brother, you're on top of the scoop in Colorado sports and just in the sports world in general. Embiid is not playing tonight. Yep. Do the Sixers have any chance against the Knicks without Embiid?
No, I think the Knicks are going to do the same thing like they did in game 1. I think the Knicks, that makes it even better for the Knicks. I wouldn't be shocked if the Knicks win this one by like 20 points or 15.
Wow.
I think it would be like a 15-point win for the Knicks. I just think Jalen Brunson's going to go off. I think Karl-Anthony Towns is going to go off. I think the Knicks team's just going to go off, and they're going to pound the 76ers down and make those Philly fans cry.
Wow. You've got a pounding happening in the Garden tonight. On the other end of the country, we're going to have a rabid pack of Wolves going into Texas trying to take down the Eiffel Tower once again in the French off in the front court. Rudy Gobert did an amazing job on Wemby game 1. Do you think they slow down Wemby offensively again tonight?
No, I don't think so. I honestly think if Fox goes off a little more, Wemby can get a couple more points, I think that San Antonio takes game 2, and I think San Antonio will win game 2 just with their energy. I think they will.
It would just be so shocking to see them go down 0-2 at home. That's not the Spurs franchise. That's not this team. I think they got the legs to actually get this one pretty easily tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think that's what it's going to come down to. I think it comes down to how well their effort's going to be for the Spurs. I think the Spurs, they're just a well-rounded, better team.
They are, and I think you mentioned Greg Popovich is helping out a little bit. That should help Coach Mitch Johnson. Someone else who needs help is J.J. Redick. He put together a great defensive game plan for the team, but it felt like he wanted to check in for Austin Reeves last night. Austin Reeves, Luke Kennard, and Marcus Smart, they were a combined, I got it right here in my notes, a combined, 8 for 35 from the floor last night. Obviously, the Lakers need a second scoring option outside of LeBron James. They're down 18, and there's a guy with 33 points per game sitting on the bench. There's no hope for the Lakers in that series, right?
I think in this series, I really want the Lakers to win this series.
Mm-hmm.
If you get Luka back for Game 3, I think you could have a chance. Maybe. It depends on if Spain can help him out, but
yeah.
I don't know. DeAndre Ayton, if he can give – I feel like if you have Ayton out there a little bit more, I understand he was 5 for 12 from the field, but I don't know.
Minutes.
He did play some good minutes. I don't know. It's just you're going to need more bench people to help you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure who would really help out. I think Vanderbilt would help out a little bit.
Yeah, and he just dislocated his pinky so bad that the pinky broke skin. So I don't think he's going to be playing anytime soon. It's just a tough spot for the Lakers, bro. My favorite part about today is all of the people who hadn't been watching NBA all season watched Lakers Thunder last night, and they're like, hey, this SGA guy plays like a pansy. They're like just discovering it.
I know, exactly. The foul merchant's there. He's been doing it all year. He's probably going to get the MVP, sadly. Yeah. But you know what? I watched part of the game. I watched more of the Avs game, that's just
you
what
were
I
locked in.
Watch.
You were locked in. Absolutely love it. Alex, we're going to keep things rolling, dog, but thank you for hanging out with us. He'll be in the chat probably arguing with Mog for the rest of the show. But Alex, thanks for calling. God bless. We'll talk soon.
Yep. God bless. Here's another hot take, man.
Yeah.
Well, Nick's, he's got 26 wins, More wins than Justin Herbert's first 2 years.
Hey!
And Jalen Hurts.
Hey, get out! Alex, we're only... Dude, I swear to you, if you guys call into the show and say anything mean about Justin Herbert, you're getting blocked from the phone line. You're never calling back into the show ever again. And I'm going to find your account and block you as well. What's up, Lindsay? Thank you for the follow. Lindsay's got the Knicks in this one. I believe you. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Liam Sandoval.
Hi.
I'm Indian, so sorry.
Hello, live from India. Your name is Sandoval?
Yeah.
Are you from Mumbai?
Yeah.
What do you do for a living in Mumbai, Sandoval?
I don't know. I just sit down and just do ladders. I do construction sometimes.
Wow. I didn't know they built things in India.
Oh. Okay.
Do you eat the food on the street? Do you eat the Indian street food? Because I've been tantalized by it ever since they came across my For You page.
Yeah.
What's the ground meat that they cook in motor oil? Have you had that before? Is that called yamdara or something?
No, I never had that before, but I did try this Indian fruit. It was really good, but I forgot to call.
Yeah. Well, Sandoval, we could talk about India forever. It's my favorite country to talk about. But this is a sports radio show. You're calling in today. Do you have a hot take for us, Sandoval, from India?
No.
Okay. What did you want to talk about then?
I don't want to talk about basketball.
Yeah. Just the sport in general?
I would think that the Knicks going to win.
Okay.
They can win the championship. But
okay.
I think they can win, the whole thing because I know that they got OKC and or Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the 76ers is going to lose to the Knicks. The Knicks are going to lose. It's not going to lose to the 76ers.
All right. Let me see. 1, 2. Oh, yeah. Okay. I got you. Sandoval, are there a lot of Knicks fans in India? What's the number one team in India?
I don't know. I don't like to watch USA basketball.
I love it. Dude, you are the absolute best, Sandoval. Thanks for calling into the show. We're going to keep it rolling, though. Anything else for the people on your way out?
Just said bye-bye for them and said, everything. I don't know.
Okay, bye-bye, Sandoval. Thanks for calling in, bro. Peace. Our first Indian. Non-Native American section. That was so awesome. Whoever that was, you are an absolute beast. Thank you for doing that. That was hilarious. If you guys ever want to call in as characters, it's very, very funny. Oh, really, Quoni? Keone? Quion? What is Quio? Quio? What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. Which name are you calling from?
My name is Mike. I'm from Philadelphia.
Mike from Philly hanging out in the chat, bro. Tough blow to Embiid. I think you guys can still get it done. I mean, Tyrese Maxey might be your best player, right?
I would hope so. The last couple of games, he's been very passive in first halves, and it's been driving us nuts.
Yeah, you need Maxey to get to the hoop and score. Bro, like, you still have Paul George, who's playing unbelievable. He's on PEDs. You have VJ Edgecombe. You've got Tyrese Maxey. That team beat the Celtics last series. I still think the Celtics are a better team than New York. So if you guys can get through them, I think you can get through New York.
It's interesting. I actually think that the Knicks are better than the Celtics. I just think the fear factor of the Celtics was more in the fact that they shoot so many threes that they could just tear off a 20-0 run at any given time. I actually do believe the Knicks have a better roster. They're deeper. And I know Tatum was injured last year, but the Knicks did beat Boston. And I think that was their whole goal of this season, was to add pieces like Alvarado and like Jordan Clarkson to get over that hump of Boston. And nobody expected it to be Philly that they'd have to get over. I think the biggest blow for us is that game one, you had one day off, which, listen, you've had a hard-fought 7-game series, not to make excuses, but when you have a guy like Joel with his injury history, he has not played 6 consecutive games, obviously not 6 days in a row because that's how the NBA works, but 6 consecutive games in the last 2 years. Today would have been the first time he did that in the last 2 years. If he played today, it would have been his 6th consecutive game. So knowing all of this, and it's going to be a big letdown for game one, I would have sat Joel game one because most likely you weren't winning anyway. So I would have punted that, and then you gear up for game two. And now you find yourself in a hole down 1-0 without your star.
I mean, hindsight 50-50, but Mike, that is true. Like, that is a great take. You sit him in game one, a game that you had, 30 hours of rest for? New York was sitting there for 5 days. You went straight from Boston to New York. You guys didn't even go home. It was a letdown game 100% through and through. There was no shot you guys were winning that game. Sitting at Embiid might have been nice. My thing about him being out tonight, it's hip and ankle. It's not just like one thing. He's battling 2 different things, both lower body. I think he can come back for game 3, but you got to just project and pretend as if he's not coming back. Nick Nurse needs to win without him, or at least try his best.
Yeah, he does. And like I said, the game one, that's the one that really stings because I think you should have sat him then. I don't know where the hip and ankle soreness came from. I would imagine it happened in game one. So now you add that onto the list as, okay, there was no world in which you were winning that game anyway. And then you play him off 1 day's rest, and now he's got 2 brand new injuries because of playing him. So obviously the guy's made of glass. You got to proceed with caution. But I'm really curious to see what Maxey does tonight. He's been very passive with Embiid back in the lineup. Now, to his credit, he's been our closer down the stretch of games, which we need him to be. But I don't want to see him wait and try to get everybody involved. I think he's trying to take the point guard role too seriously. He needs to be a scorer. We need a pure scorer to match Brunson's pure scoring.
Yeah.
And not that Brunson's not a true point guard, but I'm saying we don't have the pure scorer when he's trying to be the facilitator. We can't have him be the facilitator. We need him to be aggressive. I mean, I want to see 25, 30 shot attempts tonight.
It's good.
I love it. I couldn't agree more, Mike. It's unbelievable stuff. We're going to keep this rolling, but before you go, I had a call or 2 calls before you say that Bo Nix is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts in 30 or seconds or less. Let me know your thoughts on that.
Listen, I think Jalen Hurts, at the end of the day, is a winner. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense. I think Fernando Mendoza stinks out loud, but he wins. So it's like, what can you say? I mean, that's the only thing I really got for you. I mean, I think Mendoza's a bum, and he went undefeated. He's the number 1 pick in the draft. So some people win, some people don't. I don't know what it is, but honestly, when he throws for 300 yards, usually that means we're losing. So I'd like to see him throw for 250 or less.
Dude, the Fernando Mendoza take is so funny. And my take has always been like, hey, if you brought in Kirk Cousins to start over the number 1 overall pick, maybe the number 1 overall pick isn't that good at football.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he's going to rely on Gentee and that offensive line, and hopefully they can build a lot of stuff around him. Kind of similar to Hurts, honestly. But if it leads to winning, leads to winning. I don't know. So it's some good. Yeah, that's
Mike,
all I really got.
I love it, bro. God bless. Thanks for following the show and calling in. We'll talk soon.
Of course. Thank you.
Peace. Well, did he call me a... It sounded like... I think he said thank you, but it sounded like he said... he called me the something else. Lakers in 6? Question mark? Yes, I'm a Lakers fan. I ride or die with my squad. Through and through. Shadow Voyager with the follow. Don't know what that is. You seem like an important person, though. To name yourself Shadow Voyager, you know how you can tell between someone who is 27 or older and then someone who's under the age of like 15? Their username. So like if you have a name that's first and last name, you're a boomer. If you have a name like Shadow Voyager, you're cool. I said thank you. Good. It was really fast. I was like, thank you. It was funny though, Shadow. Thank you for calling in, Mike. Unbelievable stuff. Brother, I mentioned it a little bit. A lot of people watched the Thunder play basketball for the first time all season last game because they're like, I don't watch the NBA, and there's nothing on the TV, and they're like, Lakers and Thunder playoffs. All right, I'll see what this is all about. And they turn on their TV and they see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander playing basketball like the way a ballerina dances in Swan Lake. They're watching him flop and flail his arms. Might as well put that guy in a tutu. I just love the idea of Unc last night watching the game for the first time and being like, what is this? Dude, so many sons across America got a call from their uncle last night. They're like, hello? Like, hey, do you watch this number 2? Is SGA? Like, yeah. He's flipping and flopping like a dead fish on a dock. I love the idea of like sports fans discovering something that the rest of the collective sports world that's tuned in like absolutely has been hating on for months. We're like, yes. Today it was literally on ESPN, like on Get Up. They had a segment. It's like, is SGA's hooping not good for the game? If you have Monica McNutt, Brian Windhorst, and Mike Wilbon, and Mike Greenberg on ESPN discussing the way in which you play basketball, I just don't think you're doing something right. Lindsay is so happy. I'm happy. If you're happy, I'm happy, girl. Losing cannot be this bad. Corey, I don't know what you're talking about. The Angels are up 7-1. Bases are loaded. Drew Pomeranz has been brought into the game. He has been absolutely horrible for the Angels. Sam Antonocci, the Italian himself, is up to bat for the White Sox. I mean, one bloop and a blast, and this game is wide open right now. Drew Pomeranz has been absolutely horrible, but all the Boston Red Sox fans know that quite well. The Angels do this thing where they're like, hey, this guy was good 6 years ago. Sorry about that. Let's get him on our team. Dude, what is happening? I think there's a connection point issue with my XLR cable and my microphone. I went to school for film production, so I tend to think I know the production stuff quite well. Audio engineering, camera setup. I'm a cinematographer, director, and writer myself. Gaffer, too. Lighting is my favorite thing to do in the universe. If you want to get into film, if you want to get into cinematography or filmmaking or directing or writing, learn lighting, bro, first and foremost. And I know you're like, but your lighting stinks. No, my lighting is actually fantastic, brother. Sounds like someone just blew up, yeah. Confidence Knicks keep dropping 130 until further notice. Confidence Knicks keep... I don't think that was a sentence, Jake. No beginning, middle, and end. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. Which name are you calling from?
My name is Max from Alaska.
Max calling in from Alaska? Dude, from what I heard, that's kind of like Lakers country, right?
Yeah, kind of. Not me, though.
Who do you like, Max?
Big Cavs guy.
Big Cavaliers guy. I love that team. I picked them in my bracket before the playoffs started to actually win the entire thing because they are so talented. They don't play team basketball, bro, and they can't win on the road. It absolutely makes me so frustrated. How are you feeling about this Cavs team?
I feel terrible.
Yeah.
They make me so sad. I've never been sadder about a basketball team. James Harden is turning over the basketball like I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell is terrible. He's been so bad. The only person that's been good has been Jared Allen and Dennis Schroeder, and that's about it. And that really can't win basketball games.
It can't.
Honestly, I was going to call in and say the Pistons are going to sweep the Cavs. you shouldn't even have the Cavs even winning a game.
I love it, dude. A lot of people are like, well, in 5? And you're like, no, it definitely should be in 4. I'm a Cavs fan. Dude, this is a team that had 41 different lineups throughout the regular season. It seems like they still are working on their rotations. They played 11 guys last night, like not knowing who to go to or not knowing who can get a bucket. It feels like every other possession is like James Harden's possession. All right, now it's Donovan's possession. It looks like a pickup basketball team and not like a true professional basketball team that's been playing together for months.
It's all a bunch of inconsistent players that like can all each have one really good night, and then the rest of them just suck. Like last night, Max Strus was going crazy.
Yeah.
And then he can't be the only guy that's having a good game. Like it's just like, and then when we played the Raptors, like Dennis Schroeder was going crazy, and then Donovan and James Harden just sucked. Like it really makes no sense. Kenny Atkinson's got to lock it in.
Yeah.
And then you're going against like Kate Cunningham and like Jalen Duren's gonna grab every board, and like our guys just can't grab a rebound. It's awesome.
Jared Allen only had 3 rebounds in that game. It was terrible. But, yeah, I think you alluded to it. It's kind of a team that just doesn't play consistent, and Atkinson doesn't have the lineups down. It's just a weird spot. Bro, before you go, I'm always curious, who do people root for in Alaska in, like, the NFL world or college football?
I'd say, like, so much. Everything's so LA now. So
yeah.
I have a bunch of Rams, a bunch of Chargers.
Go Bolts.
Raiders is surprisingly pretty big there.
Interesting. Have you been to the contiguous?
I have not. No.
You have not. I heard someone told me. I had a caller months ago said there's kind of like a weird thing with people who are born there. They don't want you to leave. They like don't want you to like go to the States. Is that a real thing? Like a real pressure from families and stuff?
Oh, it is definitely cult like.
Huh.
Like there's certain areas where it feels very culty.
Dude, it's a beautiful, beautiful country. I've always wanted to get up there and check it out, and vice versa. You got to come over here and check out. I'm in Los Angeles, so you would absolutely love it. But, bro, Max, thanks for calling in, bro. God bless. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Have a good day.
You too. Peace. My guy calling in all the way from Alaska. I absolutely love it. Hanging out with us. Cavs are so confusing, JD. I'm confused beyond belief by this team. They should be so good. I picked them to win it all because I thought they were the best team in the NBA, and it turns out I was just wrong. Country, are in the same country. Kinda. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. Which name are you calling from?
Hey, I'm John. I'm from Boston.
Yeah. What part of Boston, bro? I used to live in Brookline.
Well, I'm not actually from Boston. I'm from Massachusetts.
Yeah. What part of Mass? Leominster, Worcester, Plymouth,
I'm from
Salem?
Fall River right now.
Fall River right now? Have you been bouncing around a lot? You moved a lot when you were younger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved a couple of times. It's always tough. The hardest part is like moving to a new school and getting new homies and stuff like that, but you have to learn how to do that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I missed your name.
Actually...
What was your name again?
John
calling in from Mass, brother. Listen, on this show, I love to just pass the phone over to whoever's calling in. So, dog, the floor is yours. What did you want to talk about today, John?
I disagree with you on the Knicks.
Okay.
Because I'm a big Knicks fan. You know, I love the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
You believe that the 76ers will win in 7?
I did before the series started. Now with Joel Embiid missing game 2, it's kind of tough. I just saw a Sixers team that played a really, really, really good Celtics team and beat them in 7. And they won they won a game without their best player. And then I just on the other end watched a Knicks team that lost 2 games to the Atlanta Hawks. I feel like the Knicks all season have been slightly inconsistent. I will say though, this is the best basketball I've ever seen them play. They're hitting their peak right now, which is a really, really good sign. I think they might run away with the East at this point.
I believe that the Knicks might go to the finals. I mean, I don't see another team in the East that could currently stop them.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I mean, Detroit's starting to play better, so that series might be interesting, but it feels like every single button that Mike Brown is pushing is working for this team. The Cat and Brunson pick and roll is working to perfection. Mikal Bridges knows his role. Like, we were roasting Mikal Bridges 2 weeks ago, and now we're like, we absolutely love him.
I know. And OG Anunoby too, man. I'm telling you.
He's been the most consistent player on this Knicks team by far. I don't know what you guys want to do to trade for Giannis because all the Knicks fans are like, we still want to get Giannis and stuff like that. OG cannot be part of that package.
Well, definitely not.
No.
I believe a fair trade would be Cat, and maybe I would say like Laundry, Shannon, or like some of our bench players. I don't know.
Yeah, throw in Deuce McBride, Laundry, and then throw in a Cat, and then we'll take Giannis, and then you got to give him a couple of picks, and we'll do it. That'd be absolutely awesome. Bro, John, before you go, I'm jonesing for football. Do you have a football take for us in like 30 seconds or less?
Honestly, I don't really watch football. I'm sorry.
All good. That's all good, really, John. Then answer me this: when you have chicken wings, do you dip them in ranch or blue cheese?
Oh, I dip them in ranch.
John, you are an absolute beast. God bless. Thanks for calling in. We'll talk soon.
You too, man. Thank you.
Peace. Yeah, Tony says, I don't see anyone beating OKC. They have too much depth. Yeah, that's the big thing with this OKC team. The offensively, obviously, they're going to be able to put up buckets unethically and do their thing. That's fine. Defensively, they are so hard to score on. They come at you from every single way. Every dude that's out there can play good, hard defense. The hardest part, though, by far, because you can game plan against their offense. J.J. Redick did it last night, held them to 108 points. Great defensive game plan. You can outscore them. You can. But you cannot out-depth OKC. No one's ever said that phrase before. I just invented it. Out-depth. It's hard to say. Try it. Say it out loud 5 times fast. They're running 12 guys out there. Okay? The Lakers are out there with Jake LaRavia and Bronny James. When you sit your starters and you bring in your reserves, you usually do that against their reserves. So coaches kind of have this like handshake agreement. It's like, hey, when I take my starters out, you're also going to take your starters out, and we're going to have our benches play against each other, and then we're going to bring our starters back in. There's not really there's like a slight cat and mouse game that happens, right, with some matchups. Like, oh, Gobert is in? Okay, Wemby, you have to get in there. We can't just have Gobert, no Wemby. The Thunder roll in a platoon of 5 guys that includes Alex Caruso, Isaiah Joe, AJ Mitchell coming in there. Cason Wallace sometimes comes off the bench on this team. Jared McCain. Bro, they roll out a roster as their second platoon that probably would have ended up as the 8 seed in either conference. They have a full team of dudes on the bench that would be starters on other teams. The Jared McCain thing is interesting, too. I bet Daryl Moore wishes he was on the team right now. That first-round pick better be a good one. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Braden from OKC.
Braden from OKC. Now, you say OKC. I've never been. Is it like it's a big city, right? So are you in like the downtown area or like the surrounding neighborhoods of OKC, Braden?
Downtown.
You in middle of downtown? You live in a loft or something, an apartment?
Yeah.
That's sick. Well, what's up with the one-word, really short answers? It sounds like you're preparing to say something nasty on my show.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, you're calling into the show, Braden, from OKC. What did you want to say today?
The prediction about Lakers in 6, I think it's going to be OKC in 5.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that like that's your original take? OKC in 5?
Yes. OKC in 5.
That's a really, really big brained take. Yeah, I'm a Lakers fan, so I was always going to ride or die with my squad. You know what I mean?
I mean, Luka doesn't look like he's going to play, so.
Where are you driving?
I'm not. I'm outside.
Oh, all right. Taking the phone call out. Are you on TikTok outside? Outdoors?
Yeah.
All right, that's an indoor activity for me, brother. You know what's crazy? In the 2028 Olympics, the Olympics are held in LA, but the softball portion is going to be in OKC. Did you know about that?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Are you going to go to some of the games?
Yes.
That's going to be sick, bro. I absolutely love it. So let's say you get through the Lakers in 5 or 4, whatever you think. On the other end, you have the Spurs or the Timberwolves. What team do you like fear a little bit more? I know you don't fear any of them, but what team would you like rather not play next round?
Nobody.
Okay, so I know you don't fear either of them, but like which one would you like rather not play?
We would rather the Wolves win and beat.
Who are you? You're not Braden.
I'm his mom.
All right. Family Affair on TBWZ. Guys, unbelievable stuff. I absolutely love it. Thanks for calling. God bless. We'll talk soon. I just can't do like mom and son on the phone together. That's weird. If I was the owner, I would move OKC away from Oklahoma. They don't deserve a professional sports team, said Alex Davis in the chat. I did not say that. That was him. Do you think Minnesota is going to win today? Pancho? Probably not. Pancho. I said Pancho. Hey, Pancho. Hey, Pancho. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, my name is Chris. I'm calling from New York.
Chris from New York. Have you called in the show before, brother?
Yeah. I called in the show before.
Awesome, dude. Love to hear from you again. You are in the city. No Embiid tonight. Automatic win for New York?
Of course, bro.
You don't fear the Maxey, Edgecombe, Paul George, PED combo?
Nope.
No.
They got Embiid. I still won't feel them. We're gonna take it home. No, I have a question. Do you actually think Philadelphia is gonna win the series versus New York?
If Joel Embiid does come back, I think they could still win tonight with those guys. I think game one was a result of them being pretty tired. I think it's going to be a close series. I don't see a huge difference between these teams. I thought Philly really impressed me getting through Boston. I know your series with the Hawks was like a tale of two halves of a series, but I think Philly's a really good basketball team. I still think they could win it in 7. You know, injuries happen in the NBA. Like, we have no Joel Embiid, but you know, I don't want to say this, but one dude goes down for New York, and we got a different series in here. So, yeah, they still could, but odds are they probably won't. New York looks very, very good right now. They're the best team in the East right now.
Yeah. Okay. You know, I feel like you need to give us more respect because, last series, you gave the Hawks, you thought the Hawks were going to win in 6, and then this one, you think Philly is going to win in 7?
Yeah, I was right for the first 3 games of that one, but then horribly wrong at the end. Why does New York deserve respect? Why do the Knicks deserve respect?
Because like if as long as our team, like if they play like Jalen Brunson needs to pass the ball more to Anunoby and Cat, and then it's wraps.
You want him to facilitate a little bit more. I totally hear that. Yeah. I don't know. I struggle with New York because you guys haven't been in the finals in 27 years. I don't think you've won an NBA championship in like 38 seasons. And everyone's like, you need to respect New York. I'm like, for what? For being in New York City? For having Ben Stiller on the sidelines?
No, just do me a favor, okay? next series, when we win this series, I want to have Knicks in 6 versus the Cavs. Or who is it? The Cavs and who? I forgot. I don't even know.
If it's the Cavs, I'll do this. If it's the Cavs, I'll have Knicks in 4. If it's the Pistons, I'm gonna do Knicks in 7. How about that for you?
Yeah. Thank you.
Chris, I absolutely love it, bro. No, trust me. I think they'll beat whoever comes out of the Cavs and Pistons series, in my opinion. I just think Philly deserves a little bit of love. But brother, thanks for calling in. God bless. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. God bless, bro. See you.
Peace. My guy Chris came in with the heat and brought it and stood on business that entire time. Sam said Lakers are sweeping. Sam, that is a big brain knowledge take. We're going to pin that comment up at the top. Kyrod, what's up, dog? Hola, that's Jose. That's my guy. Bro, then why don't you put... I don't do that. Why would I do that? I don't light my money on fire. I'm financially wise. I don't bet on sports. I'm not an idiot. Knicks in 5. Who I got tonight? What's up, Blaze? Josh Allen, most talented quarterback of all time, said CP. We can just do football takes. Guys, if you're in the chat right now, fire off football takes like it's nobody's business. Hurry. Football takes only right now for next 2 minutes. Until 3:25 Pacific time or 6:25 Eastern, we're going to do only football takes. Jay Jetta is washed. How can you pin Lakers? Okay. Yeah, hits. I have no idea. I'm an idiot. Josh Allen is a choker. Come on, guys. JD5 will be MVP next year. Drew Brees is the best quarterback of all time. Brady is the... I don't know what that is. Why I don't know what that means. 49ers will win the Super Bowl. Bo Nick, Super Bowl MVP. That's a horrible take. Broncos will win the AFC West. That's a terrible take. Chris Ivory was a top 5 running back in his time. That is such a soft take. In his time hype. Come on, got to be better than that. Lamar is not elite. That guy hates all right, Mahomes is washed. Jared Goff is top 5. Justin Herbert will throw. All right, get out. Alex Davis needs to go. Let's hop on the phones. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It is me, Jose Carlos Felipe de Ramos Pelayo. How are you, mi amigo?
It's my friend, Jose. Dude, good to hear from you. I haven't heard from you again. We got about 2 or 3 minutes for a phone call with Jose. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing bien, very well.
Muy bien, muy bien. How's
Right
life
now,
up in the Bay?
you know,
Or did you move back to New Mexico?
Life is good. I'm not returning to New Mexico anytime soon, but
Yeah,
I'm going
good.
to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
I am sick.
Oh, no. Is it like a true illness, or you just have the sniffles?
No, it's just common cold.
Oh, okay. You don't have cancer or anything?
No cancer, just a little cold. I woke up with it this morning. I'll probably have it for like a few days, and then I'll be fine.
Dude, when I get sick with a cold, it like hits me so hard for like 24 to like 48 hours, and then I'm like, good. Does yours like come really quick? Pause. Or does it like come over the entire week? Pause.
It's come over the entire week, you know. It just comes, it stays for a few days, then it's gone. So, like, sometimes it can be a week. I don't know if I'm going to make it into class. So,
and you have finals.
Today. My finals, I know, but, you know, we'll see. My professor is very chill, very lax. But I think I'll make it. I think I'll work something out.
Yeah, so there's a friend in the chat right now. His name is Amir. He's heard you call in before, and he knows that you obviously have a beautiful Norwegian wife, and you know a lot about like love and meeting women. He said there's a girl in his class that he's been wanting to talk to, and he really hasn't had an opportunity to. He doesn't know how to approach her, if it's gonna be weird. Do you have any advice for my friend Amir on like how to approach a girl that he really likes in his class?
Amir, okay, this is for you. Listen up. So, you gotta walk in and just, you know, be yourself, you know, be nice, and, you know, maybe take some time to learn about this girl, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, learn what she likes, you know, I don't know, if she likes flowers or something, get her a nice bouquet, you know, be nice to her, you know, just invite her out, be casual, and then, you know, over time, you know, the relationship grows more and more, and I think that's honestly the best way to do it, just be natural, be yourself, and Amir, you got this. I mean, you seem like a really nice guy, you know, you have, like, charisma, you know, and Amir, that's a good name.
It's a good name. It's a strong name. Alex also needs advice. He was wondering, should I ask a girl for her number or should I try to get her Instagram?
I would say number is good if you want to be direct, but if you want to, like, take this slower, be more casual, I think Insta is good. Because, you know, it's like, hey, can I get your number? Or you could say, hey, can you drop your Insta for me, por favor? You know, something like that. Like, that's perfect. So I think Insta, but if you want number, be, like, direct, you know?
Because it's hard when you start DMing a girl and you kind of have like a train of DMs going and then you're like, hey, let's text instead. It's kind of like hard to jump over from DMing to texting.
Yeah, of course. But in more sports-related news, you know, I'm hyped for the World Cup. And my team, España, La Roja, they're doing well, you know? But Lamine Yamal, he was injured.
Lamine Yamal is hurt. Do we think he's going to be okay for the World Cup? I know he's going to be missing Champions League and stuff like that. He needs to be there for España.
Sí. Para siempre, forever.
Yeah, sí, para siempre, forever.
I think he'll make it. I don't know if he'll be his full self, but I really think Pedri is going to guide the team to victory.
Wow, they're going to band together around him. So, before we, Jose, you are officially rooting for Spain instead of America?
The United States, it's just not a good team, you know, and it's like, I'm happy to root for the United States, like Christian Pulisic and things, but it's like, they're just not very good. They let me down.
Okay.
I just remember when they failed to qualify in 2018, and that broke my heart, you know, I was a little niño back then. I was sad, man.
That was sad. They've let you down one too many times, and now you are rooting for España. Jose, you are unbelievable. Do you have any words of advice for the chat before you go?
Chat, my one word of advice. For all of you, my words are, remember, be yourselves, be calm, be natural. You all got this. Remember, enjoy your life. Hopefully you are young, you know. Hopefully you're not 50-year-old men living in your basement. And if you are 50-year-old men living in your basement, well, this doesn't really apply to you. But remember, have a good time. You're young. Play some guitar, you know. Enjoy yourself. And just remember this always. My My padre, Miguel, he always told me this one word. Vamos, go. You got this. Adios. Ciao.
Adios, Jose. Peace. Wow. Unbelievable stuff from Jose. That is an unbelievable call right now. Never let this guy make a take again. I love how people like World have a cross in their bio and they're like, I love Jesus. And then they hop in people's lives and they're like, bro, this guy sucks. Never let him make a take again. Which one is it? Are you a brother of Christ or are you a hater? What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yo, what's up, man? My name is AJ. I'm calling from New York City right now.
AJ from New York City. Have you called into the show before, bro?
Nah, never. I just saw this on my TikTok live. I'm not gonna tolerate this Knicks disrespect, man. What are we doing?
Dude, first of all, absolutely love to have a conversation. Just no cussing. I didn't hear you do it.
My bad.
You're good. I just get in trouble for it. AJ, yeah, dude. I watched this Knicks team play all regular season. They were very inconsistent throughout the season. I will say the last 5 games is the best 5 games I've seen this Knicks team play all year. So if they keep this trajectory up, they're absolutely going to walk straight through the East, bro. They're the best team playing right now in basketball.
Well, I mean, I just think, okay, here's what I like to think. There's a lot of an inconsistent narrative about the Knicks in general. It's kind of just off we had like a weird losing streak in the middle, just like after the Cup. Yeah. Overall, we've had like really weird losses. Like I'll give you an example. For example, like we played OKC in MSG and we lost by 3, and that was because we missed like a game-winning shot, and that was refs were against us and stuff. But at the same time, then we went to OKC and we played them, and we got walked down. So it's I get where you come from with the inconsistent narrative. At the start of the season, we went like 2-3, 2-4 something, but I'm just gonna say that it was all about really getting together in this in the system that Mike Brown has. So I think Mike Brown, I'm with your show. I'm pretty sure you've definitely seen a lot of basketball. So I could probably tell you a little about. I know Mike Brown, the way he coached in Sacramento, he's kind of employing a very similar play style here in the sense that Cat's being turned into kind of the Sabonis role. He was rebounding a lot, and now he's even being turned into literally like a Jokic role where he's playmaking. Brunson's getting a bunch of catch and shoot threes. They're using the Brunson Towns pick and roll way more than they use in the season. OG Anunoby's getting a lot of open looks. Just the team is spacing out on the floor. Oh yeah. It's overall the Knicks themselves. I will agree with you in the sense that they were an inconsistent team, and I myself get mad because I'm like, wow, this team could be way better. But
they've tightened it up.
The talent-wise, in terms of what we've actually done, the way we played, it unless you really look at the full picture, you won't see it. But the Knicks are a really scary team. Even tonight, Joel Embiid got ruled out. I'm gonna say I don't want to well, we said it against the Patriots last year, and then we got walked down. So I'm not gonna say too much. Yeah. But tonight's looking like a win, especially in MSG. And then say they get one in Philly, and then we get one in Philly, or maybe they get both in Philly, come back to MSG. I just don't believe that there's a world in which the Knicks don't win this series, just off the fact that you can look at the last game and be like, okay, that was a fluke, whatever, right? But it just overall this series, I don't see a way that the Knicks don't win. I'm gonna pull up your live again. I do agree with you on basically everything else. Except for the Lakers. I don't think the Lakers are going to win in 6. I think OKC is going to have a field day there.
Dude, AJ, first of all, unbelievable call. I love when people come in with like a little bit of extra stats behind them and not just like my team rocks. You mentioned Mike Brown. Dude, about a month or 2 ago, I was having conversations with Knicks fans saying that they should have never fired Tibbs. Like, the team was better with Tibbs. You mentioned Mike Brown and what he did in Sacramento. Even more than that, when he was an assistant at Golden State, he was the one who helped facilitate this idea of Draymond running the point and Steph Curry running around the whole half court, basically. And that's now what they're implementing. Dude, the team's on an absolute roll. I'm totally with you, AJ. Dialed in, dog. We got a lot of calls coming up, so I got to keep this thing rolling.
I was chatting a little bit, so I'm going to let you go. But, I like the rest. The Lakers are not winning that. I'll be honest.
Bro, I'm totally with you. That's just my team. I got to die with them. But AJ, seriously, bro, you've got your head on your shoulders. You're gonna you could be really, really good at this sports stuff if you put your heart to it. Great stuff, dog. God bless. Thanks for calling in, man.
Have a great day.
Peace. Wow, unbelievable stuff. AJ brought it, dude. AJ knew exactly what he had to say. He's like, you're disrespecting my team, and he's right. I totally am. I am making assumptions off this Knicks team over the entire body of work that I've seen this entire season. Now, is that right or wrong? I would lean towards the idea of like utilizing what they have showed us in the recent few games. The last 5 games, they've looked unbelievable. So that's what we're kind of basing our thoughts on. A lot of teams can look good in a 5-game stretch, I will say. So I still want to hold on to the body of work and understand, like, we love where we're at right now. This team looks and are playing better than they've ever done this entire season. But it also, we can't just forget about the past. I think they're going to get through the 76ers at this point. It's not even about the game 1 beatdown. It's more about this idea of like Embiid is not playing tonight. I don't know if he's going to be playing very much for the rest of the series, especially if they get whopped tonight. That barn in Philly is a tough place to play. That will still be Knicks fans there. New York is the best team in the East right now. If they were going up against Boston, I would have taken New York in 6. If they were going up against the Cavs, I would have probably taken them in 4. If they were going up against Detroit, I would have taken them in 7. I would have taken them against every single team except for Philly because of the issue of Embiid. And really it was like a Karl-Anthony Towns issue, right? Because Karl-Anthony Towns, like AJ just said, has been really facilitating the rock and being unbelievable on offense. They need him to step up defensively to guard Embiid, meaning that will take away a little bit of his offensive energy. But if you got Jalen Brunson putting up 35, dog, you don't actually need Cat to even score. I'm like, just play defense, big bro. JD said, did you see the virus on the boat is from Argentina, and Argentina people are coming to America for the World Cup? What virus, what boat? I have no idea what you're talking about. Actually crazy you watch no Knicks basketball if you think Embiid is a bigger problem to Brunson. What are you talking about? What on earth are you actually talking about? I don't care, Uri. Love you, brother. Brother in Christ. Lakers in 6. Yes, sir. That's my team. Hantavirus? I don't follow. IDC was like correcting himself, but spelled Brunson Brunskin. Jalen Brunskin. Jared Brunskin. I don't know what you're saying. Thunder sweeping the Lakers. I don't care what anybody says. You better care what I say, Clayton the weatherman. That's so sick. There's a cruise boat that got infected with a deadly virus from Argentina and has killed 3 people. That's why you don't go on cruises, bro. I'm sorry. You'll never find Vini on a cruise. Unless we're doing a TBWZ, like, company-wide cruise around, like, the Gulf of Mexico. Dude, people take cruises way too much. I'm from the West Coast. That's not a thing for us. East Coast people, they're like, it's summertime. What should we do? Let's go on a cruise. Hey, winter break's happening. Let's go to Florida and go on a cruise. What is the appeal to going on a cruise and being on a boat for 7 days? I don't get it. Do you get off the boat? Like, do you get out and, like, swim? Or do you just sit on the boat and just, like, stare at the open ocean? You're like, oh, cool, the breeze. Like, what's the appeal behind a cruise? Wouldn't it be cold, too? Like, on the open ocean? Zay said, why you got Lakers in 6? Because I'm a Lakers fan and I ride or die with my team no matter what, brother. What makes you think the Sixers will win without Embiid? Kevin, can you read? I'm wondering. If you can't, that's cool. The predictions were made May 4th. If you know anything about dates, that was on Monday. That was before the series started. So it was before Embiid went down. What makes... Okay. Knicks just won by 40. Horrible take. Trey, you also can't read. Congratulations, you failed English, brother. What's up, you're true? Callie. Call. You just said call. That's it. My brother on YouTube is just chatting it up. I don't get it really, but you do get off the boat and explore the places you go. They go to different islands throughout the 7 days. Can someone please explain cruises better than JD? Jose and PK, thank you for the follows. Zach said sticking with Lakers. That's my team. Of course I'm going to stick with the Lakers. Dude, we need to bring back being delusional fans. Lakers fans calling in are like, we're not going to get past Oak. Dude, The worst thing you could ever possibly say. All right, I'll paint the picture for you guys. Last year, there was a Seattle Seahawks fan that said to his buddy, we're going to win the Super Bowl. Okay? Friend A, we're going to win the Super Bowl before the season started. Friend B responded, there's no way in crap we win the Super Bowl. We're not even going to make the playoffs. At the end of it, the Seahawks win the Super Bowl. Friend A, for the rest of his life, gets to say, I said we were going to win the Super Bowl, and we did. Friend B, for the remainder of his days, has to sit with the back of his head saying, I thought this team was going to miss the playoffs when we won the Super Bowl. You can't actually celebrate it because you're reminded about how bad your take was. Be delusional. All right, guys, listen. When I whisper, you can't hold this against me. When I'm whispering, it's off the record. Okay, there's no shot the Lakers are getting past OKC without Luka Doncic. If we had Luka Doncic, it maybe could go like 6 games, but there's really no shot for the Lakers. Okay, I know I'm not the stupidest guy in the world. I'm just a fan of my team. But that's all off the record. I don't think the Sixers are winning, said Brian. Bro said, are you drunk? Nick Soul. I actually don't drink, bro. I've been sober for 2.5 years. Thank you for implying that I'm drunk, though. Super rude. Got to be more careful when you say things like that, man. You never know who you're talking to. Knicks, Pistons, Thunder, and Spurs chat. Let's start it. You and me, Gio. Knicks beating the Sixers in 5. Maybe, C-Rod. Your true CV said Lakers are not winning. Thank you, brother. So basically the way I can explain it, okay, here we go. We're learning about cruises. Basically the way I can explain it is you board in Galveston, Texas, then you go to like Cancun or like the Bahamas and stuff throughout the 7 days. So how much time are you off the boat in a cruise? And do you sleep on a boat? Like, let's say it docks in the Bahamas. Do you get off the boat, walk to the Bahamas, go chill out, and then walk back to the boat and sleep on the boat? Or do you, like, sleep in the Bahamas? And how many days are you out there? So if you're on a 7-day cruise from Galveston, Texas to the Bahamas, you're on the ocean for 4 of how many days are you on the ocean? How many days are you chilling? So you have like 2 or 3 days out at sea traveling, and then the other days you're just at a place you're visiting. J3 said you make different stops throughout the cruise. Maybe like 2 days in the Florida Keys, 2 days in Punta Cana, and like 2 days in the Bahamas or something. I don't know why it's super appealing to someone. I think it's maybe an all-encompassing way to explore the world a little bit. J3, thank you for the explanation. But you sleep on the boat. Okay. Yo, bro, how do I tell you it's all backwards? You can just say it with your chest instead of being a little girl about it. You can still be a fan of a team and know they will lose? No, you can't, Christian. That's called being a bad fan. Get out. You have water slides on the cruise, free food, things like escape rooms and Lakers. CP, are you serious? I would go on a cruise if there was a casino. If I could just play blackjack the entire time on the cruise and then like hit a water slide or two. The one part is like I don't drink anymore, and I hate being around like big events of people drinking. It's really like it's tough. Being sober and going to like parties absolutely sucks, dude. The Angels win 8-2. Let's go Halos. Dude, the sad life of Zach, man. Sad life. If the Chargers weren't the best team in football, brother, I'd be looking for a very, very, very tall building, if you know what I mean, and a trampoline. There are casinos on cruises? Wow. You get free food? They have burgers? Dude, if a casino on a cruise on the open sea, you're telling me I could throw away thousands of dollars and look at seagulls? Oh, boy. Why don't people just go to Vegas? Vegas is, it's probably way more expensive. How much do cruises cost? Like CP, you were saying if you get the free food and you get the free drinks and you get all the free stuff, like the all-encompassing package, how much is that costing per head? Because maybe that's why people are going on cruises. Maybe it's like a cost-effective vacation. I just know nothing about vacationing. I'm not good at vacationing. Let's watch the Red Sox Tigers. Nah. Orioles Marlins. A's Phillies. Oh, these are some terrible games. Let's watch Red Sox Tigers. I get behind that. I don't remember how much it was, but it wasn't a lot for all we got. That's cool. It feels like something you buy at Costco. You know people be buying vacations at Costco? Bro goes in and it's like, honey, what do we need? He's like, get a rotisserie chicken and then some of those egg bites that the kids like, and then we need some grapes. Like, got it. He comes home. Honey, I bought a vacation to the Bahamas. You shouldn't be able to buy vacations at Costco. I'm sorry. Dude, you know Costco made more revenue than like Netflix, Apple, and I don't know. They make a lot of money. If you reversed every one of these, it might be close to accurate. Are you serious, Sam? Should I go back and change all of my predictions I made from May 4th and change them to be accurate? You know what I should do is every single day put up new predictions. And so every single day I just like adjust based off what I saw the night before. And so by the end of it, I'll have a perfect bracket. And then maybe all of you will be like, this guy knows ball. No, that's called cheating. I stick with my guns, brother. Yes, said Alex. It's usually like $750 plus, I think, for a room for a week. Okay. So me and my hypothetical girlfriend, I wish I had a girlfriend so bad. She exists. She's at least alive. You know what I mean? She's been born. I'm almost 90% certain that my girlfriend's been born. If not, that's bad. Or my future wife. I'm like 99% sure my future wife has already been born. Lakers are going to Cancun in 5 days. Lakers don't go to Cancun. Dude, LeBron's going to Ibiza. Are you kidding me? Cancun? That's for the poor people. LeBron is not going to Cancun, dog. Dude, the popular, if you guys didn't know, you know last year, like, south of France was really popular. 2 years ago it was Ibiza. This year, Lisbon, Portugal. Put it on the books, dude. Lisbon, Portugal is the hot vacation spot for this summer. Brian said, like, I'm polling for the Lakers, but come on. You're not polling hard enough, bro. What up, Zach? How do you got in tonight's game? What up, Nick? Good to see you, dog. The Knicks definitely are probably going to beat the Sixers without Embiid, I think. You got to understand, though, Mike Brown had a great game plan for when Embiid was in. You kind of, it's like a dumb thing, but like, it's a whole new ballgame. Today's a whole new ballgame from what we saw game one. Because the Sixers play a certain brand of basketball when they have Embiid on their team. And the Knicks had a great game plan to combat that. I don't know what their game plan is for just Tyrese Maxey and VJ and Paul George. I don't know what they're going to throw at us. Us? I'm not a Philly fan. I hate Philly sports. Us? I'm so sorry I said that. I think you throw everything away from game one, and today's a brand new ball game. Based off what I saw in game one, obviously I think the Knicks would win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tyrese Maxey pulls one off. Oh my gosh! Bacon, OC Bacon just followed on Twitch. Bro. I should never do that. Jack said, why you still got Lakers in 7? Jack, did you want me to change my picks, or do you want me to stick to my guns and be truthful? Do you want me to be a man of my word, or do you want me to be like a fugazi floppy branch in a hurricane? Do you want me to break off of the tree and snap at the core and remove all credibility as a man? Do you want me to lie and cheat? It sounds like that's what you guys want. You want like an uncredible person just to put up like, dude, what if I just put up the final score from last night and I said, I predicted these? Then would you guys follow the show? If I just posted the final scores from last night and said, like, I predicted these, I got these right, would you guys be like, holy crap, this guy knows ball, follow? Vi Corinthians. Corinthians. A banger book of the Bible. Corinthians is an awesome book of the Bible if you guys don't know it. I got my Bible right here. Should I read something for you guys from Corinthians? My fault. I meant 6. I was asking. Jack, you're good. You're good, Jack. Corinthians 13 verses 4 through 7. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It is not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wronged. It does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. There you guys go. A little bit of Corinthians for you. That's 1 Corinthians 13. If you're going to get married, I actually just, my friend, Dr. Brett, my doctor friend, got married, and I read scripture at his wedding. I read that verse for them. It's a banger if you're getting married. Amen. Did I really just read the Bible? Yes, bro. Come on now. I read the Bible every day on this show. This show begins with the verse of the day, and then we also have the movie of the day. Today's movie of the day was Ferris Bueller. It's day off. So you can see those playing in the background of every show. I am live every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday on YouTube and Twitch at 1 p.m. And then I go live on TikTok at 2 p.m. Those are all in Pacific time. I'm also live every single night of the NBA playoffs. So later tonight, during the games, at the very end of it. Oh, amen. At the halftime of the game tonight, I'll be going live around like probably 8:30-ish, 8 p.m.-ish. So I will see you guys on TikTok again later tonight. If you want to watch the full show and catch the last 10 minutes of today's show, I'm doing that exclusively on YouTube and Twitch. So if you want to keep watching with us, go follow on Twitch and YouTube. Either way, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching TBWZ. I absolutely love all of you guys on TikTok. The calls were awesome today. You guys rock. Enjoy basketball. Love you guys. Peace. They're gone. I was getting after it with the TikTok people at the end there. Dude, I don't know. I figured it out, man. Sorry for that. My mic is... I need a new XLR cable. I think I have one. I need to call Alex. Soccer team too. OC was like, I meant the soccer team, but yeah, amen, I guess. Yo, my best friend just got back from that spot in Portugal. Lisbon? I told you, bro. You want to know how? This is going to be so conceited. The reason I know that Lisbon is the hot vacation destination for all of the IG baddies this summer is because I was there last summer. I hate that. No, but Lisbon is so awesome, dude. It's such a great town. The thing about Lisbon is it's cheap, okay? So the quickest flight from America to Europe is actually to Lisbon. Lisbon is the most western part of Europe. So my suggestion, what we did last summer when I went to go see Oasis in Manchester, England, my favorite band of all time. We flew from LA to Lisbon. It was a 10-hour flight. We landed in Lisbon, spent 3 days there, and then went to England. So I always say, bro, it's the shortest flight. It's an amazing, amazing destination. It's so good. If you want a good spot to vacation, come to Florianopolis, Brazil. I would love to go to Brazil. I also said that perfectly correctly. My Portuguese is unbelievable. Portuguese. Let's have some pão de queijo. My ex was Brazilian. She introduced me to a lot of Brazilian food at the Cucharia. I love Brazilian meats, bro. Brazilian sausage. I'm a huge sausage guy. Come on now. Don't do that. I know what you guys are thinking.
Daddy, chill.
I'm a huge fan of sausage. Don't clip this. Brazilian sausage, Portuguese sausage. Unbelievable stuff, dude. So good. Pão de queijo is so unbelievable. They started to sell it at Trader Joe's, though. And that just made me so mad when I saw it. Because me and my girl would have to, go 35, 40-minute drive away to go to the Brazilian market to get true, authentic pão de queijo. And now people are like, oh, dude, have you tried these cheesy bread bites from Trader Joe's? That's not it, dude. That's not it, bro. That's not the real thing. His flight was from the States. Then he had his connecting flight to Portugal. Dude, Portugal's an unbelievable place, man. For those of you who are still hanging out with the show, hanging out with Vini on YouTube.com, there was a story today about Brendan Sorsby. He's the quarterback at Texas Tech this year. Brendan Sorsby was at Cincinnati last year, if I'm not mistaken. He's getting in some big trouble right now with gambling, okay? Oh, wow. I said, dude. Yeah. Yeah, my girl would always get mad if I didn't say it right. Brendan Sorsby got in trouble for gambling, and I didn't have a chance to read this article before today, so I wanted to spend the last 7 minutes of the show talking about this issue because it's a hot button issue in college sports and in sports in general, the idea of players gambling on games. And so this is from David Purdom from ESPN. State gaming regulators in multiple states have launched investigations into Texas Tech's quarterback Brendan Sorsby alleged betting activity, regulatory officials told ESPN. What states? The Indiana Gaming Commission and the Ohio Casino Control Commission. That's the worst acronym ever. Oh, I work at the OCCC. Oh, I work at the Ohio Casino Control Commission, formerly known as the OCCC. Shorten it. They're investigating Sorsby, who played at Indiana and Cincinnati before transferring to Texas Tech this offseason. Officials for the IGC and a spokesperson for the OCCC confirmed the investigations to ESPN, but declined to provide further details. Sorry, I need to get my bubbly. Get it? Because it's the gambling bandit of Lubbock, Texas. Get it? Because it's the Raiders? Unbelievable, JD. Kentucky Horse Racing and Gaming told ESPN it is aware of the case and it's working with the NCAA, which has opened its own investigation into Sorsby's alleged betting and is reviewing the situations with its licensees. On April 27th, Texas Tech announced that Sorsby was entering a rehab facility for a gambling addiction. He's hired a prominent attorney, Jeffrey Kessler, to help him try to retain his college eligibility. Are the benches cleared right now? I think that must have been yesterday. Jack Flaherty on the bump right now for Detroit. 0-0 ball game. Trevor Story batting .209 on the season. He does have a 6-game hitting streak, so he's playing a little bit better, but he is up to bat right now. This is not going to be the only time we have a quarterback betting on games. If he was doing this when he was at Indiana, this thing goes back multiple seasons. I cannot seriously right now believe that he's going to play football next year. Yeah, JD. Oh my gosh. I'm spilling everywhere like an absolute lunatic idiot. There's no shot he's playing football next year, bro. Kessler declined comment when reached by ESPN. Sorsby had accounts with sports books and daily fantasy operators in several states, according to multiple sources with direct knowledge of the matter, who described him as a high-volume, low-stakes bettor, meaning he placed many wagers for small amounts. Back when I was gambling, this was me as well. High-volume, low-stakes. I would place like 20 $10 bets throughout like a day and be like, this is fun. And then like you blink and it's like, I just lost $300. The opposite is like probably where I might end up one day, like very, very, very low volume, but high number wager. Some of his bets were placed using an account under a different name, multiple sources said. Pete Thamel reported that Sorsby bet on an Indiana game during his freshman season as a Hoosiers quarterback. Yeah, dude, he's not playing football next year. There's no shot he's playing football next year, dog. You can't have that. Can we also talk about how Scooble didn't pitch in the World Baseball Classic because he didn't want to get injured and still gets injured? Can I actually, JD? Can I cook that take? Can I have that? The NCAA prohibits student athletes from betting on any NCAA-sanctioned sport, professional or collegiate. Penalties can include permanent ineligibility, especially in cases where athletes wagered on their own team or manipulated their performance. He obviously didn't manipulate his performance because he wasn't starting that season. He wasn't playing football for the team, but, dude, horrible, horrible look. The NCAA does not have subpoena power and cannot compel student athletes to participate in investigations, but it works with a network of contacts, including sports books, regulators, and integrity monitors. Failure to cooperate with any investigation can result in penalties. In 2023, former Iowa State quarterback, dude, you know what I keep noticing myself doing, and I'm actually going to actually throw up probably. I'm sick to my stomach. I keep saying Iowa instead of Iowa. You know, some people say ER instead of A at the end of a word. Like Iowa, they go Iowa. I keep doing that. It's embarrassing. Makes me feel like a lunatic. Like I can't read. I graduated college from a sub-Ivy university. Okay? I am one of the smartest people that you've ever gazed upon. Okay? I know you know some people that are like smart. They got good grades, right? Not like me. No. I'm the smartest man you've ever met. I'm wise beyond my years. I'm not only book smart, I'm street smart. I can walk around Compton with the best of them. I ain't going to get touched. Brothers dap me up when I walk through Compton. I'm one of the smartest people maybe on earth. Like legit. I'm not even joking. Like, if we did an IQ contest, your boy's going to place pretty high. I never, like, had the need or desire to join the Army. It was always, like, something in the back of my head as, like, a backup plan. I think most men do have it back there. The only thing I really want to do is take that darn test that they have. I think I'd be number one.
Yeah, he's like funny. He talks sports a lot. He thinks he spends the last 10 minutes of every show talking about how smart he is. Dude, I just love that Tariq Skubal did not play in the World Baseball Classic because he didn't want to get hurt, and now he's having like emergency elbow surgery to like excavate all of the debris in his elbow. Yeah, dude, as if the World Baseball Classic was going to make it worse. It seems like maybe he already knew something was going to be happening. If you have debris in your elbow that needs to get sculpted out, that you need your entire elbow socket excavated of bone debris, I don't think that's something you just woke up with. I don't think your body's suddenly like, we're going to just shatter into a bunch of pieces. I don't think one day you threw a baseball and your elbow just pops and explodes. Tariq Skubal didn't play in the World Baseball Classic because he knew he would have gotten hurt if he was pitching there. He waited and pitched for his pro team and then got hurt there so he could still get paid. The tough part is that man is missing out on millions and millions of dollars. They're still going to sign him. They're still going to give him that huge contract that he does deserve. My valedictorian in my graduating class is attending Harvard Law School. They're not as smart as me, though. That's a different kind of smart. That's like an idiot smart. I'm like a dope-ass smart. Tariq Skubal just doesn't have pride for his country. I think that's what it is. I think it's closer to that. If you're already going to get hurt, do it for your country. You know what Tariq Skubal said to the troops? He said, I don't care about you. Nah. I don't care what you do out there. Nah. No, I'm just kidding. In all seriousness, shout out to Tariq Skubal, the best pitcher in the American League. Some years, not this year. It's Jose Soriano. It's a tough situation for Tariq Skubal. Like, he's one of our best guys that we have. He's like an arm that we love watching. People show up to baseball games to watch him throw. I just can't help but believe, like, he had to have known something was going on. You don't just not play in the World Baseball Classic. You know, especially a guy like Tariq Skubal. You don't just not play in the World Baseball Classic. The toughest look was seeing him throwing shirts out at the Detroit Pistons playoff game as Riley Green hits a ball off the wall trying to extend it to. He's fast enough. Lead off double off Sonny Gray. No outs in the inning right now. Yeah. I can't find it. You had to know something was going on with our friend over there, Tariq Skubal. I hate to do this because I don't want like anyone to feel disdain towards their parental figures in their life, and this was something outside of his control 1,000,000%. But Tariq is a stupid name. Fellas! Unbelievable show today on TBWZ. We talked a lot of ball. We talked about stretching. We talked about Embiid being soft. We talked about ethical hoops. We had a call from a man from India today on TBWZ. It was unbelievable. Shoot. I'm going to get copyright striked on YouTube. Bye, YouTube people. So sorry about this. I love you guys so much. See you tonight. I already got in trouble. It didn't matter.